The following Toku Podcastu contains spoilers from both past and present tokusatsu, anime, manga, movies and other related media. If you do not wish to be spoiled, we suggest turning off the podcast now. Otherwise, please enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Tokusatsu Podcast, the best show about tokusatsu you've probably never heard of, and fuck you, Phil.
This is Phil's fault.
How is this my fault?
No, you know
Phil.
what? I'm gonna no. Hold on. I have to say this now, Phil. I'm not gonna edit you out from your inevitable reply to this statement I'm about to say. Okay? I'm not gonna edit you. I'm not gonna lower you down because I know what's gonna fucking happen. I am gonna say this with full confidence that I'm being the bigger man here, and I say this now. To an extent, I was wrong about this show. I had only seen it one time, and that was back when it aired. And I will say, it's better than I remember it being.
Okay.
I'll say that now. I will say that now. It is better than I remember it being. We'll get to exactly the fucking problems that everyone expects us to get to. But I remember this is way better than I remember it being. So
I'm glad you think that.
I was expecting some giant rambling, ranting lunatic coming out of Phil. So
That's coming later.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, there's plenty of times where he can do
Yes.
that. So Dagio Sentai Kyoryugers, or as it's called by its slave name, Kyoryuger.
Slave name, yes, that's what we'll call that. That definitely won't get us in trouble with anybody.
Oh, who's it going to get in trouble with?
We're gonna get
Good point.
canceled. I know it.
I'm surprised
That
we
would be-
haven't been canceled, to be entirely
Who's
honest.
going to cancel us? No one cares. By the way, Jay, I now remember how I used to say Kyoryuger. It's Kyoryuger.
That's
how I
that
used
is
to
still
say it.
not how you said it. I swear to God.
No, are
used
you
to say,
serious?
You said it like Kyoryuger or something like that.
I would never said that.
Every single fucking time you
I
totally
never
did.
said Kyoryuger.
You totally fucked it up every time.
You're having a
Kyle
serious
Ryoga.
Mandela effect. Yeah, I was going to say, you're having a serious Mandela effect with that fucker.
Listen,
Like,
listen. I might be retarded, okay, but I know for a fact that is how you called it. Every
Kyoryuger?
every
Kyoryuger?
single time you mentioned it, you said it exactly like that. Every time.
Kyoryuger?
Yes.
Cougar.
I wish this was a show about cougars.
We watched something that was about cougars
You're
a while
right.
ago.
You're right. We did.
When did we watch something about cougars?
The Mom Sentai one.
Oh yeah, that's
that
right.
I actually kind of wish they kept
Funny enough,
going
Deca
with, 'cause
Yellow
that
was
such
also
cute.
in that.
It
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, she
That
was.
actually is that is actually kind of cute. That is a really cute series. I'm not gonna lie.
It was fun. It was a fun little bit. But
Wait,
that's not
they-
what
they
we're talking
should-
about today, unfortunately.
we're
We're
not-
not talking about something good today.
Well, again, I said it at the beginning. This show is a lot better than I remember it being, but I'm not gonna say it was great. But we'll get to everything we're getting to.
Jay's never
so
gonna let me live that down, is he?
No.
what? No. Well,
Listen,
anyways.
Phil, I've warned you. I warned you. Don't say positive things when we're spinning the wheel because it knows and it hears you. Every single time it jinxes you. I've done it. AJ's done it. Chad's done it. You keep doing it and you haven't learned your lesson yet. I've learned that lesson. We all have. You just need to learn that lesson already.
Jay said it like he's reprimanding a puppy.
I might as well be.
You have to shove the dog's shit nose in shit sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So, seriously now. Shall we start with the plot, a.k.a. Daigo? Because he is the fucking plot.
There is no
Should
plot.
we just start? Well, it is. There is a plot. It's him. He's the plot. And fuck you, if he's not in the episode, there is no plot. But he is the plot.
When Daigo's not around, the other Kyoryugers should be asking, "Hey, where's Daigo?"
You know what? Yeah. And I'll say this right now, Daigo is the worst part about this show.
I fucking hate him.
That's what I was about to say.
I do too.
He's the biggest problem.
I do too.
Absolutely,
it's
positively, he is the worst Red Ranger in the entire franchise. I don't fucking care.
Legit. I thought at first, okay, you know what? Maybe my mind, really amplified how fucking hard they pushed this dude. No, motherfucker, this was like Roman Reigns and Cena put into one person. It was fucking terrible.
Aka Ninja isn't
oh
even
my
this
god.
bad. Fucking
Say what?
The fucking Red from the Ninja isn't even this bad.
Oh my god.
That's even worse.
Fucking Christ Almighty! Like there are a million. Like there are dozens of other Reds who are almost as bad Gary Stews, and even they are nowhere even close to the levels of Daigo.
I would legitimately take Ninja Red over this guy. Legit. He was annoying, but Daigo was fucking terrible, dude. And the thing is, like, I said this in the server. If it wasn't for the fact that everybody fucking loves this guy, bar none, no matter what, it would be maybe more tolerable. But no, everybody loves this guy. Like, the moment they meet him, they are clamoring for his balls on their face. It is fucking awful, dude. And not only that, but it's even worse when they're like trying. Honestly, for me, the breaking point was that little arc of him having to find a weakness. And it's like, really?
Yeah. His weakness is that he doesn't have a weakness. Like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is this?
That is hard Gary Stu territory. He is shit.
You know you done fucked up when your character is so perfect that another character actually has to basically say, you have no fear, that is why you cannot progress. Suck off.
See, the worst part is like, you think, oh, his Gary Studness just goes on like, oh, they're just giving him power-ups, but that's every Toku show, blah, 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 blah. No. Everybody loves him. Everybody wants to be with him. Everyone wants to be his friend. Everyone believes in him, blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, I fucking, they unironically they don't call him Daigo in this show. There's only like a few characters that call him Daigo. Everybody else calls him King. And it's like,
literally,
yeah.
From the first frame he is on screen, they are calling him King. That doesn't tell you what this character is like immediately. You're clueless. You have no idea what kind of show you're in for.
You know what's even worse is the fact that, like, when he quote unquote fails, he acts like a fucking brat. He comes off like a fucking child. And it's not like he's a caveman. He's a fully grown adult. And he acts like a fucking child.
It doesn't help that the way his actor plays him off. He plays him too happy, too sure of himself. Maybe a little self-doubt would actually do better. I don't know. I don't know how to.
Like AJ compared him to Roman Reigns. That's the best comparison. He's Roman Reigns. He's got this unnecessary, unwarranted, self-aggrandizing ego, and he tries to act super smooth and cocky the entire time he talks, but he can't pull it off, so he just comes off like a total, complete douche every single word that comes out of his mouth.
You know I don't watch wrestling, right?
I know. That's why I actually explained what the hell I meant by that. Phil, pay attention, please. Okay?
Can you repeat the question?
Stop being mean to me.
The energy drinks are finally hitting him.
Repeat the question, Torin.
Okay.
Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now.
You're not the boss of me now.
And you're not
the boss of me now.
Ah!
I forgot the other word. Anyways.
No, but yeah, like, he comes off as I mentioned this in the server when I was watching it. This is basically what people say Tendo is. This is what people say Tendo is. An overly perfect, overly loved character. Because, like, even if you watch Kabuto, Tendo's not fucking liked by anybody. Everyone fucking hates that asshole. Because he's too good. Everybody hates him. But Daigo, in this one, again, it's like, he can do no wrong. He is literally God. And it's like, oh my god, dude, I'm so tired of this. But it's like we said at the beginning. If he's not on screen, nobody else fucking matters.
Exactly.
The story doesn't progress without him. And it's like, That's the worst part about this fucking show, is the fact that if you don't have Daigo on screen, you can skip the episode because it doesn't fucking matter. And that is shitty writing.
It's like Sanjo forgot that he was writing a Sentai show, like, immediately. That's the problem, is that he forgets that he's writing a Sentai show. So he writes Red as the ultimate perfect hero, and he's like, oh, wait, I have 4 other characters I have to write. Here's some lines. They get 1 episode. There we go. All right, I filled my quota.
Honestly, dude, this wouldn't even fit a fucking writer show. This would be just as bad in a writer show.
Yeah,
No, it would.
It's just amplified here because, motherfucker, you have an entire team of main characters. What the fuck are you doing?
I mean, a red focused Sentai can be done well. Shinkenger is the perfect example of that, and it makes.
I was about to bring it up, yeah.
Because Red is the daimyo, and everybody else are his samurai, are his servants essentially, or his compatriots.
But see, with the comparison you're bringing it up makes sense even more, because at least there's not only a story reason for that, but like you also understand across the entire series why they're like that. Here, why is everybody all of a sudden sucking this guy's dick? Why does everybody like him? What the fuck? What does he got? He's such a douchebag.
Daigo shows up and says, hey, you need to do what I tell you. No, fuck off, why? I'm better than you. Okay, prove it. I just did. I already did before you asked me to.
Fair enough, mate.
You are my new god. That's it. That's every fucking conflict in this show. Whenever there's a new character introduced or anything like that, it's just, I show up because I am the king. I am the best character. Do what I say. Okay, I believe you. That's it. Every fucking conflict is solved because Daigo is just there. There's very little actual conflict in this show because every time there's a problem, Daigo just says, no, fuck you, I'm the main character, and he wins.
Yes, exactly. No, that's even, I remember this one specifically with the monster that was copying people, and he copied Ian. This one stuck in my fucking head because of this. When Ian was like talking shit to Daigo and shit, the obvious thing would be the leader gets hot-headed and whatever. No, in this show, Daigo's just like, you're right. Oh, gee willikers, I am such a bad shitter. I must be a good person from now. It's like, fuck you, dude. What are you talking about? What is this? He's not bothered by it at all.
Or like there's,
what the fuck?
And like that comes up a lot where it's like, oh, the monster has a cool gimmick that that's tricking the Rangers. But then Daigo's just like, fuck you, I'm the main character. Like there's the one with like the weird baby monster.
That's what I was about to say. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's the weird baby monster that's like, oh, I'm so cute and adorable. I'm not
and
a
then
threat.
It flips
Whatever.
Upside
and
down.
then and then Daigo just fucking shoots it. He's like, I saw you transform into your cute self. I know you're not like, I know you're a monster, right? It's like okay.
That could work.
If it wasn't him, I'd be like, okay, I'd be fine with that because that's not like an ass. But it's like, okay, yeah, haha, I get it. Oh, I saw through the obvious disguise and I didn't fall for it. But with Daigo, it doesn't. It's just, I've already done this 6 fucking times the last 2 episodes, so it doesn't really feel like an earned moment. It doesn't feel like a nice subversion because that's just what Daigo is already like.
It's even worse because
sorry.
No, I was gonna say it reminds me of the episode from Kira Major where Yellow immediately sees through the monster's attack, or like the monster's time travel bullshit. Only that's every fucking episode.
Pretty much.
It's like that would get so fucking boring. Honestly,
but even that episode, Tamatomo earned that because he went
obviously,
through the time loop like twice, and he's like, okay, wait, now I realize what's going on here, and then they played with that expectation there. Here it's just Daigo immediately solves the problem because he's the king. And I am the main character.
The peak of his fucking Gary Stu-ness, like legit the peak, is the time where the fucking Koryu Gray comes in and fucking tests them all, and they all wake up. Daigo's awake. Oh, he woke up immediately. What was his test? To do all your tests at the exact same time. Fuck you, what?
Yeah.
He did all of that at the exact same time, and he woke up immediately. You're shitting me, dude. It just comes off as fucking like, I don't know what Sakamoto was thinking with this guy. I don't. I don't know what
Sakamoto was thinking because he's not fucking writing it.
Who was the one who wrote this? It was Sanjo who wrote this. I keep getting them mixed up for some reason. I don't know why.
They're both sex weirdos.
They are. But like I seriously don't know what Sanjo was thinking with this fucking show. or with Daigo especially, because I'm just like, if you want to make a red-centric Sentai, that's fine. But dude, calm the fuck down.
Even Kira Major
Like,
did that
just
right.
call
And Kira
it.
Major has excellent character episodes for each character.
Honestly, dude, after watching this, I have such a fucking better appreciation for Kirame Red. Such a much better appreciation
Well, it
for
was
that
also
character.
because
I love that guy like, there's no problem with Kirame Red compared to fucking Daigo. Literally none.
There was
He's
a
fucking
reason
perfect.
for Kirame Red being the way he was, and I actually take it.
No,
up
no,
from what
obviously.
Rob told me. Rob said it was more. He was the youngest, and he was growing into a leader. That's why he was red.
No,
That's
yeah.
What I like about that.
No, and I get that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I have a better appreciation for, like, why the show was so heavily on him. Because now I see Daigo and it's like, dude, you're worse than when I first saw you. Holy shit! Like, like it shocked me when I was watching the show. I was just like, wow, dude, you're actually a lot fucking worse than I remembered. What the fuck is wrong with you?
See, I didn't forget. I remembered exactly how bad Daigo was the entire time. I was like at no point did his bullshittery surprise me, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is exactly what he was like the entire time. Nothing surprised me, because I'm like, I knew exactly what I was going into, and this is like, it's bullshit. It is like nothing fucking matters because there's no tension, because you know that the perfect magical ultimate hero is just gonna solve everything because fuck you, I'm the main character.
I expected nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
Exactly. My disappointment is measurable, and my day is ruined.
Remember when he got turned into a T-Rex, when he became a T-Rex, and they were
All
trying to
that shit.
And remember how they were trying to figure out how to get in there, and no, not how they had Amy tied up in a freaking pole, but they were like, what does he like? It's like, this is a guy who is so perfect, you don't even know what the fuck he likes.
That's exactly,
I like everything.
That's a great kind of comparison, because like, we don't fucking know anything about Daigo as a character because he has no personality other than I am the hero. He's a fucking blank slate Gary Stu who just solves everything because he's perfect. He has no the only real tensions come with the stuff with his dad, but even that's just magically solved because his dad is a bigger fucking Gary Stu than he is. But at least at least they do something interesting with that, because they at least play with that expectation there. But even then, we don't fucking know a thing about Daigo other than, oh, my dad is like a... What the fuck?
Dino pervert.
He's a something.
He's the king of the earth, at least from what I've seen when I...
He's like if you fused fucking Kenshiro and Master Asia, I guess.
he's a wanderer, essentially. I like to see him... I see him as more of the heavy. Like, oh, he has to come in when even Gary Stu Daigo can't handle it.
And see, it's weird to even like look at Daigo and try and dissect him. Because you know what I did, Phil? You know what I did with Daigo?
What did you do?
I played the Phantom Menace character game, and I couldn't come up with shit.
I don't get it.
By the way, you at home, you too can play this game with all your favorite or not favorite shows. Take a look at a character and try and describe their character without telling me what they do in the show or what their what their role in the show is,
basically,
or what their job is. And guess what? I couldn't get shit for Daigo because, like Jay said, he has no character. There is no personality. He is just, I'm here, my dick's huge, bow, and that's it. And you know what? In any other show, you could, if it was even slightly toned down, maybe you could make it work. Or hell, you know what? If he wasn't even the Red Ranger, maybe that would have worked better. Because
if he was like, if he was blue, or if he was like green, or fuck it, even if he was like the Sixth Ranger or whatever, at least there it's like, okay, well, you're not the main attraction, you're a side character, so it's okay for you to kind of be that overly zealous, like heavy ace kind of character, because
and we've had Six Rangers like that before.
I mean, fuck's sakes, we've like ever since like. I mean, if we want to be technical, ever since fucking Burai, all of us, we've had dozens of Sixth Rangers like that. I think the closest comparison is probably like Mega Silver, I think, and even then, even he was kind of toned down compared to Daigo.
Mega Silver was more the hotshot genius, but he had a good sense of justice.
No, but you know what he means. We've had a ton of Six Rangers who are the
just
hotshot
they
hero.
are just like the biggest dick in the West. Basically, they are
Yeah.
perfect and immediately greater than everybody on the team. But because they're not part of the main team, it's okay for them to be because they still take the backseat to the main characters. They're
Not only
the
that,
side
but there's still room to grow. Some of those
exactly.
characters.
That's what I'm trying to say is that there's either a reason to limit them, or they're not the main character, so they don't get the full spotlight. Here, Daigo is the red, so he's automatically the main character. And let's not kid ourselves. Every Sentai does that. They've been doing that since the fucking 70s. That's not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it without it being overtly fucking obvious and
exactly.
annoying. Like shit. Again, what was the other Sentai we just a fucking Geki Ranger? You know, John was still the fucking main character. He was the main guy. He was the main attraction. But he still felt like he had his weakness. He felt like he had his vulnerabilities a lot. And I liked that.
He had an actual character arc. He
did.
He had doubts. He had worries about himself and his friends. He had flaws as a character. Daigo
was a character.
He was a real. Daigo does not have any flaws. He does not have any weaknesses. He doesn't. Even when he has a weakness, his weakness is that he is too perfect. That is
that
literally
was so
literally
bullshit.
his weakness is that he doesn't fucking have any weaknesses.
It's like literally going to a job interview and being like, so what's a flaw you have? Oh, well, I'm a workaholic. It's like that's that type of shit right there. Oh, I try too hard.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here, dude.
If he were like 0.3% less of an overly perfect Gary Stu, he would not be nearly as bad. If they played up his ego and kind of made him like a cocky jackass, or like kind of like Tendo, he'd be a little bit better. Or if they gave him some kind of weakness or made it so that he kind of gets on everybody else's nerves, or they give him fucking something of a personality, it would make it even the slightest bit better.
What you could do with a character like this is maybe for like the first 6 episodes, just 6, make him that crazy, like, oh, look at me, I'm this. But there's a reason for it because, you know, he came from basically doing this all of his life. Do something like that. And then episode 7, there's a monster, beats the living shit out of him. He's just like, oh shit, I'm kind of an asshole. That's literally what they do with every fucking Six Ranger anyways. You could have done it with him, and it would have worked just as fine. You would have worked just as fine with somebody like Daigo. And you know what? You could still sprinkle in that little bit of douchey arrogance, and it would have been fine because you know that this guy is still humbled by the fact that he got his ass kicked a couple of times. It would have been perfectly fine. But no. We have to have Daigo ripping off his fucking shirt for no reason. By the way, that scene, Leo from Lost Galaxy, that was not.
That shirt rip scene. That shirt rip scene was not earned at all.
No, it was not. It came out of nowhere.
Daigo does not have the body to pull it off. He does not have the charisma or the raw emotional strength to pull off the shirt rip badass bicep.
That's why I said Leo from Lost Galaxy. That was not.
Fucking William Shatner. This was not.
You remember us? You know what that reminded me of? Slenderly Fit Man from Hentai Common.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's kind of what he is. There's
nothing wrong.
But he's not even that hot. Like that's the worst part about it is that like if it was like maybe like Ian, maybe exactly. If it was fucking Ian doing the shirt rip scene, then all right, yeah, cool. Now I'm on board. Damn, bro, you bobbies. But no, Daigo is just such a black hole of charisma that even doing the badass shirt rip fight scene fucking gets nothing out of me.
But dude, it's like you said, it literally came out of fucking nowhere. When that scene happened, I thought to myself like, did I skip something? What the fuck? Why is he do what? I guess we're doing this now.
It's like in fucking Yakuza when they do it completely randomly. It's like at least in Yakuza they at least build up to when a character does it. Because like that's
and at least
like
in Yakuza they're buff as shit.
Here, Daigo. What fucking episode was that again? That was the one with Carnival, right? That was the upgrade.
Yeah, that was the debut
okay,
of Carnival, like 30.
Sure, that's the power up episode. So sure, you can do that there, but like nothing in that fucking episode earned it because Daigo spent 2/3 of the episode and the episode before it running around like a fucking dinosaur. So he had no reason to do the badass shirt rip because he spent most of the time running around like a jackass. There's no real like conflict for him to do the cool tear and everything. Like it's lame. It was they made the badass shirt rip scene lame. How do you do that?
It comes off as like a last ditch effort to make someone badass. That's what it came off as. And it's so lame.
It's funny you guys mentioned Shatner because I get, part of me when I was watching this gets a feeling that like maybe Daigo's actor was like acting like Shatner, where it's like, oh, you get like give me this line, make me like the badass character ever. No, nobody else needs to be badass, and he just like steals stuff from people.
I don't see Daigo's actor as a politician like Hogan or nothing. Let me tell you something, Torrent.
I mean, well, you know what? Much like Hogan, he does the shirt rip, but unlike Hogan,
I thought you said I was going to say much like Hogan, he was racist.
Well, he might be. We don't know.
Wait, Hogan?
It's going to come out tomorrow.
Phil, where the fuck have you been the last 5 years?
I know. What's it like under that rock you're living in?
I am sorry, but my rock is very comfy.
I guess so.
Anyways.
But yeah, as you were saying.
Anyways, I forgot where I was even going with the Hogan comparison. I was just saying, you know what? Yeah, you bring up, the fuck. At least when Hogan does it, he's usually done something to earn it. But that's still the problem. There is that like it was such an unearned like cool badass moment, and the show is filled with dozens of those for Daigo.
It is like for no reason again. And again, I know people are going to be like, oh, we get it. But no, you don't get it. Because this show is legitimately, I was choking on Daigo at a certain point. Because I was like, motherfucker, go away.
That's lewd.
Get out of here.
And the problem is that, like, I don't want to keep harping on Daigo, but what the fuck is there to talk about anybody else in this show? The rest of the cast is fucking one-note archetypes. They have no other personality beyond this is my gimmick. Like, tell me a single fucking thing about like Soji or Ian or Amy as a character. I can tell you about Nossan because Nossan has a character.
Yeah. I can tell you about Uchi
because Uchi has a fucking character. Tell me about the fucking rest of the cast. What are their personalities? What are their goals? What are their wants? What are their hopes? Fuck you. I don't know.
One of them.
See, that's the weird thing, right? Is the fact that like with someone like Uchi, his goal is literally just to protect his new lord. Blah 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 blah. That's fine.
He's a literal samurai. He is the literal samurai, and like, bam. Okay,
and that's his goal.
Fine.
All right. And Nossan, again, we'll talk about them more individually, but like Nossan. Oh, actually, fuck it. We'll talk about it right now. Like Nossan, Blue. His goal is literally, I just want to make my family happy.
Yeah.
I want to make sure they got money. I want to make sure that they're happy, and I'm completely happy with doing this. And that's perfectly fine. In fact, he has some of my favorite episodes in this fucking series because of that want, because of that fucking goal. And you feel him. He's like, honestly, Nossan was probably one of the best actors in this fucking show.
Oh my god,
yeah.
he's great in this show.
He's
honestly,
so
like,
good.
It's weird to know that he was actually 30 years old because they really make him look way older. Both his actor and just in general in the character. Like, he looks like he's like late 30s, early 40s, but he's only like 31.
32. No, he's 32.
32 in the show, but his actor was like 30, 31 or so when they were filming. But,
that's pretty good.
which also surprised me because like you look at him offset and like he looks way younger than 30. He looks like at least 26, 27.
It's Japanese genes, boy.
I know, right?
But he also had a really good character moment. Well, not character moment, but a backstory where he had a very, very powerful job at one point, and he gave that up to help his sister after his brother-in-law died. And he's serving as a father figure to his niece. Like how when
exactly,
it was sweet.
It's a great character archetype because it's just I had it made. I was a hotshot success, but I gave it all up to protect and support the people I love, and I'm risking my life being a hero to be able to keep doing that.
Exactly.
And it's he has a motivation to be here. He has a
And
personality.
the best part is that he never begrudges the fact that he had to leave it. He never gets mad at the fact that he had to leave some big job. No, he's like, I'm fine.
No,
This
like
is fine by
there's
me.
the episode where he meets his old friend who is
Yes.
Ibuki from Hibiki. And
You're right.
I'm surprised to see you again, bro. I mean, what the fuck have you been in?
Oh.
But then he's like his friend who's like a hotshot scientist making like fucking robots. His friend's like, what the fuck are you doing slumming it as like a fucking temp worker? You were a genius. You were making millions a week. What are you doing, you fucking fool? And he's just like, I was doing what I love because I'm supporting my family and I get to be with the people I love. You jackass.
I love
like
that.
That's brilliant. And that is absolutely a perfect hero. Honestly, I'm gonna kind of sound like an idiot for saying this. He kind of reminds me of Spider-Man a little bit, where he's just this guy who's
you know what? I see what you mean.
constantly
Yeah.
down on his luck, and he's constantly risking his life just to make the people he loves happy. That's it. That's what I love about Nossan, is that he's just doing this because he's a good guy. That's the perfect motivation there, which is again far and above what he has over the rest of the cast for the most part. Like, what the fuck is Soji's motivation to be a ranger? What the fuck is Ian's motivation? What is Amy's motivation? What is I don't even bring up the spirit guys because they're barely characters. But
or like fucking Violet too.
Yayoi.
Like,
yeah,
what is
like
her
what
motivation?
the fuck was Yayoi's motivation?
Oh no, I can tell you. She wants to fuck Daigo. That's
I
it.
mean,
Yeah, she did. But
Listen.
that's her motivation, dude.
There's an inconsistency that I need to point out with that. So her grandfather.
We'll
rescued
get to her, Phil.
Okay,
Don't worry.
Yeah, 'cause
we have 8 other characters to get through before we get to her. Okay, there are a fuck ton of rangers in this show.
that he actually gave up a chance at being the person that he's been following for is a monster, but he gave that up in order to basically protect people.
Well, yeah. Again, it's like Jay said. He's like Spider-Man. He's consistently and constantly making sacrifices because he knows at the end of the day there's more important things than himself. And I fucking love the guy. Like,
Wait, would that
he's
make sense?
so
Would that his
fucking.
Black Cat?
I don't know. Yeah, sure. Why not? Fuck it.
Debatably, because I mean,
She doesn't have the tits
even when
for
she
it.
was a villain, she wasn't really like evil. So
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's what I'm saying,
Black. Well, I think Black Cat killed people early on, but that's look, we're splitting hairs there. Besides the point.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I that's why I liked Blue the most. That's why whenever his episodes were on screen, or like it was an episode for him, I was paying attention 100% to that shit. And I was like, no, this guy is great. His actor is great. His character is great. His motivation is sound.
His jokes are, for the most part, funny, even when they're not funny.
They're so dumb. I love it.
They're
I love
fucking
him.
awful puns, but you know what? Like you always crack up at them for whatever
But
reason.
his actor makes it sound natural. It doesn't sound like corny or off kilter.
Exactly. It's not like the usual. It is simultaneously the usual kind of toku humor where it's a shitty pun and then there's a weird sound effect. But the way he delivers it, it feels like it's just kind of an off-the-cuff joke, and it makes it kind of funny, even though it's not funny at all. And that's the joke, is that he's not funny at all.
It's true.
But the jokes are actually funny, which is a weird paradox.
I mean, hell, if we're gonna go into like aesthetic with him too, I fucking love his fighting style.
Yeah, it's fun.
You put pro wrestling in a fucking toku, I'm already in.
I don't know-
Motherfucker
I don't know-
pile drove a monster.
He
I know,
did.
right? That was sick.
No, he didn't just pile drive a monster. He fucking did a Hurricane Rana on another one in the last episode. I'm like, bro,
I remember
son.
that. He did that one out of suit, too, which was even better.
He's doing that flippy shit, my dude. Let's go. Dave Meltzer, 10 out of 10. Let's go. But I love him. I love his character. He's, honest to God, my favorite character of this fucking show. Bar none. My favorite. And unfortunately, now we have to go to Ian. Now we got to go to Amy.
Now we're going to go to Soji. Now we're going to go to Uchi.
All right, wait.
You know
We
what?
gotta
I'll say
at least
this.
talk
I'll say
about the
this.
others.
I'll say this. With Ian, I liked his initial kind of apprehension to being a ranger. I like the idea that he had behind him, but it's like you said, as soon as his, honestly, that's the fucking theme with every fucking ranger in the show. As soon as their arc was done, and as soon as they wanted to suck Daigo's dick, it was downhill for them. Especially with Ian.
What about the ending? Like, remember, he had a vendetta with Aigeron, and he actually didn't kill Aigeron.
Sure, but was that ever, like, motive? Like, was his motive to kill Aigeron the whole time?
Well,
Like, exactly. They didn't really have a rivalry because, like, okay, Aigeron killed his friend, which we don't find out until, like, the third time they bring up that story arc, even though we know it's Aigeron from the first fucking episode, because they tell us it was him.
Yeah.
Fuck, at the beginning, we thought that the story arc was done because he technically...
Like, exactly, like, they set it up as being like, oh, it's a one and done because, oh, this random monster killed him, even though they literally tell us that, like, oh, yeah, this was my cool power-up thing that I was using back then, and it's very clearly Aigeron's hand and axe that he's using there in the flashback. So it's like, okay, we already know it's him, we already know this is going to be a bait and switch, but then they fucking forget about it until, like, 3 or 4 more episodes later, and then Aigeron's just like, oh, hey, I remember that. That was mine after I killed some random human. And then, like, Ian's like, oh, I'm going to kill you. But they don't have, like, a rivalry. It's not like, you know, it's not like, I'm going to fucking
even, like,
pull a
give him the
random
time
show
of
out of
day.
my head. Fucking,
shit, dude, fucking... I hate to even bring it up, but fucking Gokai Blue and that fucking samurai dude is better than this shit.
Yeah. That's, like... And at least they had a fucking character arc because, you know, there was
they
the
had
whole
a
thing
rivalry
with, him being,
with
like,
each other,
friends
too.
and they were betraying whatever. Like, they at least fucking built to something there. You
know what, Jay? I got one better for you. They had a better rivalry in the same fucking show with Uchi and Duggold. Or
exactly.
Duggold, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh my god, yeah. They had an actual rivalry and reasons to hate each other that were actually consistently brought up and not just like for... Because here's the thing, like... Aigeron will be in an episode, and he'll be there, and Ian will be there, and they won't do anything or interact at all, or even mention the fact that they have a rivalry. They just have a rivalry occasionally, maybe.
Fuck, again, Aragon... fuck, I can't say his name now. Aragon, whatever. Aigeron, there you go.
Yeah, the names are in the show are a little bit of a tongue twister.
They are. But, like, Aigeron, like, he rarely, if ever, gives Ian the time of day. The only times I remember them fighting like, not in a team was literally when they fucking fought during, like, the last arc of the series. That's it. Every other time the only times they fought were because Ian was with somebody else. He was fighting with Dagio.
They never
or
had
Nossan.
any, like, one-on-one moments or, like, actual build up to it. They just, oh yeah, you killed my friend. I'm gonna get you eventually. Not right now, but probably later. And then, like, suddenly they make a big deal about it in the finale because they remembered, oh yeah, we set this up. We kind of got to resolve this, don't we?
And see, it's weird because with Ian, they almost kind of try and set him up by being like, they try and set him up by being like the second in command. They try and set him up like that.
That could work.
And I would like that. It would sound interesting, but they rarely do it. They rarely let it happen.
Only when King's not around.
Exactly, like that time where fucking Daigo, but yes, like when he became the dinosaur. Okay, Ian's now the leader. Okay, let's see what that does. Let's see how that gets built up. Nope, as soon as Daigo comes back, all right, fuck you, Ian, go back to the line. Get back in line.
Pretty much. And, like, they kind of do something interesting where, oh, they show that he's actually a way more competent leader than Daigo because he can actually come up with plans that aren't just, everybody stand around me while I solve everything. But then, like, they never do anything with it again. They never bring up how, oh, he's actually smart. Like, that's the thing is, like,
smart.
he's actually the smart one of the team, but they don't do anything with him being the smart one at all.
Shit, he's consistently researching with and or without Yaoi or fucking Violet too.
Yeah, I might as well just call it that.
But that's the thing, like, it's like Jay said, they bring it up and they don't do anything with it.
That's another thing that I thought of. In the early part of the show, he's always with another girl. He's always with random girls. And then we find out later on that he's usually there to, like, cheer them up, which is, you know, that's kind of sweet. You know?
So he's a man whore,
He's
basically.
a man whore, but
yes.
Then the thing is, they drop it. They do establish where it's like, oh, he he doesn't do as well with like the hotshot stuff when he's upset or when his mind is clouded. And every time he tries to pick up Yayoi, it doesn't work. Then again, we'll get into that later because of the inconsistencies. But
and like I kind of liked that. Oh, the hotshot wannabe Casanova is also your smart character. Like, I kind of like that, but they don't do anything with either archetype enough to make the combination worth it at all. Like, I like playing with the expected like the black is usually like if black's on the team, he's usually the cool one, more or less. But then some, here they play with it where he's actually the smart one. I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat. Do something with it. No? Okay. Whatever.
The best archetypal black to go off of when you're going off of the cool hotshot is freaking Guy from Black Condor from Jumpman.
Yeah, right? Fucking Black Condor is the golden child for Black Rangers, to be entirely honest. And
he's a competent leader. He's when he has to be, like the time that Ryu basically betrayed the team. Spoilers. He's suave on his feet. He has a temper, but he has meaning to his temper. But he's also self-sacrificing. That's like the best type of character archetype.
And here's the thing, you almost describe Ian, but Ian's those moments are so few and far between that it's just you almost feel like they're 2 or 3 different characters you just kind of connected together. That's a lot of the problem with most of the cast is that there's nothing done with enough with their characters to really describe what their characters are. And I think the worst part is that honestly, Ian's probably one of the best out of the human actors. He's honestly genuinely charismatic, and he's got a really great on-screen presence. Honestly, if he played Daigo, I think Daigo would probably be a tiny bit. Daigo would still be a horribly written character, but I would probably not hate Daigo nearly as much if they swapped actors.
Yeah.
Honestly, I 100% agree with it. I think he'd be way fucking better as Daigo.
He probably would.
And again, that's not to shit on Daigo's actor. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm shitting on his actor. Fuck him.
I'm pretty sure a lot of it also has to do with the direction. I'm guaranteeing you.
Look, I'll fully admit, I've seen Daigo's actor in other things, and he's better. He's not great, but he's better. But also, he's just awful in this show.
Oh, no, he is. I think this was his third real... Oh, no, I think it was his first real big acting thing.
That's usually to be said for most of these people, too.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Sometimes when they do that, it doesn't show at all. This time, it fucking showed. You could tell, no, you're not, your feet aren't even wet here, kid. And it shows. But again, with Ian, it's like you said, he's a really charismatic person. It's just, unfortunately, they don't give him anything to do, so you kind of just forget he even exists sometimes. And that goes double for fucking Soji. Because he doesn't do shit.
Soji could have been interesting. There's an episode towards, it's the last filler episode we get, where we actually meet his mom. We've known that his father is a very strict kendo teacher, and he's also, and his mother left because the father was a workaholic, and the mother comes in. There could have been a lot of interesting stuff if that had been a recurring thing with a kid who's conflicted between his father and his mother. But they don't do anything.
But see, that's the thing. It's like you said, they bring it up at such a late point in the show. I even said in the server, we're really doing a one parent or both parents does not care for the Sentai shit this late.
Yeah, we're doing the family member wants you to stop being a hero arc 4 fucking episodes before the finale. All right,
exactly.
Cool.
Episode 30.
Not even episode. You get episode 12.
Yeah,
that's the first third of the show when you're still figuring out what your characters are. You don't do that at the fucking end game of your show, guys.
It's even worse because again, with Soji, they try and build him up towards the end as the most important guy. He's an important dude. Oh, Torin gave him his sword. Oh my god, he's such a badass.
He's their badass. Again, he is normally the blue, where he's the badass soldier type, but he's not really doesn't really have much of a personality, or he's kind of like a cool-headed brooder loner type, but he's the super badass soldier. He's not. He's like, I mean, like, okay, he's good with the sword, but like, he's no much more better than the rest of the team. And like, he's not like smart. He's just kind of like a fucking doof. He's not even like funny or like a doof. He's a teenager. He's just a fucking teenage dickhead with a sword, and he doesn't have any personality. And like, I'm gonna be honest, I usually liked when his episodes came on, but that's only because when his dad showed up, and because his dad is fucking mad gallant, and that was always fun to make jokes about that. But that's really the only reason I cared for any of his episodes is when his dad showed up. And like that was kind of a fun episode, but then like again, do they do anything with that?
No.
Not really, no. They bring the girlfriend back like once or twice, but they don't really do anything with her. She's just there. It might as well be.
It might as well be.
Like if there was like an arc about that, that'd be fine. But like no, they just like, oh, he's got a school friend that wants him, and he's an autist and he doesn't understand. Like,
what's even weirder is that she doesn't even come out in the final episode.
No, she doesn't.
Like, they don't even mention her. You would think it'd be like the final episode, happy ending, blah, blah, blah. Everybody gets what they want. Oh, my God, so she's dating manager girl now. Oh, how happy. No, they don't even do that. It's like they fucking forgot about her.
Well,
see ya.
They gave him that episode where the episode with his parents, where it's hinted at that his parents might get back together.
Which fucking
doesn't really matter.
Okay, sure, that's why the hell do you do that? I don't know.
That's not
I
how
mean,
it works.
That's not really how that should work.
I
mean, like if they had like just fucking got divorced, like okay, that's one thing.
This
but like,
was years though.
Bro, that was like 13 years ago. This relationship is long dead. I don't care, bro. You two aren't getting back together. No.
But again, this all comes back to the fact that every single thing that they do with Soji doesn't amount to anything. Like, you remember how he had this big thing when they couldn't fall asleep, where he's trying to shoot the sword? He never does that again.
That's the end.
After that episode. No. After that episode, he literally never does that trick again, ever.
And like they make a big deal about him trying to copy Torin's super move, and like, oh, you can't do that because something
his body can't
debuff
handle.
genes.
You're not
blah,
brave.
Blah, blah. It'll kill you, or
it.
fucking whatever. But then he learns it, and then there's no issue with him using it, and then there's no big deal. Like, it's not like treated. It's like it's treated like it's his cool new power up. Like, he does it like two times after that, and
he doesn't even kill the monster.
He doesn't even use it on anybody significant. He just uses it on a couple of fucking mooks, and that's it.
I get the feeling
like,
that,
okay,
I get the feeling
that was worth the 3 fucking episodes you dedicated to this.
I get the feeling that Torin adapted his move to Soji to better work with his body.
No. Clearly, the answer was that Soji just developed a mental illness, because that's what Torin told him to do. The subs were written in a way where Torin's like, the last issue preventing you. The line was supposed to be that like, the last thing preventing you from mastering this is some mental block, but the way it was written is like, the last thing you need is a mental issue. Like, okay, so Soji, in order to learn my super move, you need to become schizophrenic. Like, okay, sure, Torin, whatever.
Soji, you need to make a tulpa.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh man, why haven't they done a Sentai episode about that?
That'd dude, great. I would love to see that.
That'd be fun. That would be legitimately a fun episode. Like, Black's trying to create a tulpa because he's a weirdo, and then the monsters create. The villains create a monster and they trick it into believing that's his tulpa. Like, oh, that'd be great.
Oh, dude,
that'd be so great.
Oh no, dude, that'd be amazing. Don't worry about it.
Basically, like an imaginary friend that becomes real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't. Most people use it for weirdo sex stuff. You don't really need to know any more than that.
Don't fuck with it.
I have a question with that episode with Soji's parents. When Torin takes human
yes,
form,
they fucked.
Is that Big One's actor?
No, that fucking. Okay, first of all,
if that was Big One's actor, oh my god.
First of all, Phil, Big One is Hiroshi Miyauchi, and he's like 80 years old. You should know what he looks like. Second of all,
he's 80 years old and he's dead.
He's not dead, thankfully.
Not yet.
Phil, like, how the fuck do you get Kamen Rider V3 mixed up with Dante
V3?
from Devil May Cry?
That's V3?
Yes, Big One is V3, Phil. How do you not know this?
Wait, Torin's voice actor is...
Torin is Dante from Devil May Cry and also Sephiroth and also Yoshikage Kira, yes.
Oh, but so wait, that's his human form? That's Dante's actor.
His human form is Torin's voice actor, who is also Dante from Devil May Cry, yes. Follow along, Phil.
Does that mean that Torin is Dante's for Persona?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess Feather
Moving on.
Sona if we want to be technical.
I asked that because it's just the way that he had like the hat down and stuff. It gave me like Big One vibes, so I didn't know.
Phil, please, Phil. Jaka came out in the fucking 70s. Big One would have had to be like 12 to look as
Not
young
even.
as he did in fucking
He'd have to be like a
Kyoryuger.
He'd have to be a sperm.
Phil, that's a difference of like 40 years, dude. Come on.
I get it, all right?
Come the fuck on.
I was curious.
I guess it's true what they say, New Yorkers can't into math.
It's true.
Hey, I'm not good at math. Shut up.
Oh, you're just helping the stereotype now.
Oh,
Anyways.
Shut up,
So,
boy. Shut up, bird boy.
So
anyways.
enough about Amy, because we've said everything that needs to be said about her. Let's get on to Utsemimaru, the best character in the show.
Utsemimaru. Utsemi fucking Maru.
I am surprised I managed to pronounce that correctly. He's honestly, you know what? Kyoryuger starts to become watchable once he shows up because he's just so much damn fun.
He is
really do agree.
great.
I
love
the guy from the past comes into the present and he's just super gung-ho about the future. He's just like, oh, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm down for this. I kind of hate when they do the, oh, I'm from the past and everything's different, or oh, I don't understand technology or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's overdone. I like it when they do the guy from the past immediately picks up on everything present technology and he's just like, I don't understand what the hell any of this shit is, but it's fun as hell. I want to go for it. It's great.
I love
it's
the
great.
guy.
He's really fun.
So much fun. His actor fucking gives it his all in this show, and it's so good.
He's legitimately the best non-voice actor in this show.
Wait, he's not a voice actor?
No, I mean like excluding the characters who are voice actor only is what I mean. Like obviously like Torin and most of the villains, you know, they're way better performances overall, but that's because they're only doing voice acting, so they don't have to double task.
I still can't believe that. I can't believe Torin's voice actor is Dante's Japanese actor.
Phil, I made the featuring Dante from Devil May Cry joke like 4 times. How did you not pick up on that?
I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Feels
I'm
slow,
kind of
boy.
a Devil May Cry pleb.
It's fair enough. Nobody really plays Devil May Cry with the Japanese voices.
Well, to be fair, just take off the Devil May Cry, and you already know what we got.
Pretty much.
But yeah, so Uchi, I love him. He's great. 10 out of 10, best gold ever. 10 out of 10.
I like how they set up him being like. The brooding loner jackass. They kind of do what they did with the world from Zyudenchi, where they set up him being like the edgy brooding loner with a dark past, but he's just kind of a spaz, and he's like,
and he's really nice.
He's like, no, I don't want to be part of your team. You haven't earned my respect.
Suck.
And then he goes off into the middle of the forest and starts crying about how he was such a jerk. That's it. I love, like, immediately you love him as a character.
That is the exact scene where I was just like, okay, I like this
he's
guy.
just like, and then Amy follows him into the woods and she sees him ranting. He's like, oh no, now they found out that I actually have feelings. Oh god.
They find out that I'm actually nice. Son of a
I can't
bitch.
believe it. My reputation.
And then it's like one episode in, and of course we have to have Amy doing that lesson with him because we got to show off her legs because why not?
Sasuga
Sakamoto show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he directed that episode too.
I actually, you know what? I don't think he directed that episode, but he still got what he wanted.
No, he didn't direct the one with the feet.
Somehow he didn't direct that one, despite every single other weird. The one where she's tied up with Soji, and she escapes by untying the ropes with her feet, and we get close-ups of her feet.
Do you know what the weird part about that is, Jay? It's the fact that they brought that back up.
Yeah.
The fact that became a recurring thing, and
They
that somehow
called
wasn't
back to
Sakamoto's
it.
episode.
And I'm just like, of all the things you call back to, it's the fact that she can use her feet like a monkey.
I'm like, okay, all right, that's something. But why? Why did we need to have this be a recurring thing, guys?
Well, Jay, I guess you could say Amy does have a character. She's
Because
very
it's
good
not-
with her feet.
It's not ladylike. That's the thing. Oh, she's good with her feet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she can make a living off of foot fetish porn.
I
mean,
mean,
you can.
Phil, don't underestimate the foot fags, okay? Those I don't talk with them. All right, I try
seen
to
some
avoid
shit.
them. They're not the worst. There's definitely worse, but
Train
like I
fans.
try not.
Phil, one of these days, it's just we're gonna just hear like a train run over this motherfucker.
Wait, why is there a train coming at me?
We're gonna just hear like local New York man gets murdered by train autists. That'd be amazing, actually.
Anyways,
back to Uchi.
I like that they give him a story arc early on, and they actually do end up paying it off, which is more can be said than the rest. You know, oh, they gave their character a story arc. You know, wow, high fucking praise, right? No, so they set up his whole arc of, he was the samurai vassal of some unspecified lord or whatever, and he was also a Kyoryuger at the same time because fuck you. And he failed, and he got his lord killed and all of his friends, and he got trapped in the evil
In
magic
Dogo's-
armor.
In Dogo's
Yeah.
body.
Which is, even though it's kind of a lazy rehash of what they did with Ruki and Gao Silver from Gao Ranger, it's still done pretty well. I enjoy it because it's actually built up, and there's there's not a whole lot of foreshadowing with it, because the second they introduce Kyoryu Gold and Terra Gordon and all that is when they start hinting at him being in the armor, so there's no real surprise. And also it's 10 episodes in is when they do it, so there's no real time to build it up. But it's done fairly well. I like the conflict they have, and I like that they don't forget about it after it's been resolved. They keep it going. They have a rivalry. Golden has a rivalry with Uchi because he needed his body, because otherwise he's just like a floating mask, and he has to keep using like spare mooks for his body, and he wants Uchi because he was more powerful, and there's a conflict there, and Uchi hates him because you stole all my you stole my years of youth and my innocence and blah blah
But he's
blah or
still
whatever the
young,
fuck.
Like, he was 29.
I mean, he's like, you trapped me in there, and all, everybody I knew and love is dead and all that.
Yeah, I was
Like,
about to say it's basically like you fucked literally my entire life up,
Yeah.
and, and you put me in a world that I don't know.
exactly. And I like that they do that without making him like the angsty brooding loner where he's like, oh, everyone I know is dead.
My parents are dead.
Exactly. Like they don't do that where like they still have him be like this super cheery, optimistic guy, and they don't drag. It's almost like this character should have angst over the situation, but he's like,
No, he
Oh,
who
doesn't.
needs angst? I've got a fucking lightning sword, whatever.
You know what? It's perfect because in a way the way they write him is basically he has angst, but he knows where to place it. He knows who to place it against.
Oh, yeah.
He knows. You know what? It's not anybody's fault that I'm here, except for one person. That person I'm going to be fucking angry about.
Also, it's
everyone else is
my
fine.
fault too, but that's besides the point.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Also, I will say
He doesn't,
that-
he doesn't blame anybody but himself and also the villains. He knows, he doesn't put any blame, he doesn't attack the others or be like, oh, you're preventing me from blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, if you just, if you were like blah, 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 or whatever. Like, he does that early on, but like, it's mostly a front because he's just kind of like, he's trying to keep up the bat. He doesn't want to be associated with them because he's like, I don't want them to get killed because of my mistakes like the others. And like, that's a fun arc there.
Yeah.
And they do ultimately resolve it, and it's decently resolved. Like, he's the only one I feel like should be like obsessed over Kiryu. I almost called him Kiryu. I almost called Daigo.
I mean, his
Ugh.
name is Kiryu.
That is true. That is technically his name, but like he's the only one who's got an obsession with Daigo who like I feel kind of earns having that obsession because like, okay, he's like a samurai. He's got his thing with his lord. He's like, Daigo is the team leader. He's the red. So like, okay, it works there. But like, again, whenever Daigo's around, like they kind of drain his personality. But thankfully, he gets, being the sixth ranger, he gets nearly as much spotlight. So he actually gets time to be a character, and that's great. I like him. I love all of his scenes. he's just such a fun character.
Not gonna lie, his highlight in the last arc with him and Dogold,
Yes.
that was fucking great.
That really
Oh
was.
yeah, I loved
That was fucking awesome.
I loved him being like, you've lost all respect that I had for you as an adversary because you are just somebody's bitch now. And Dogold is like, well shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Damn, I can't believe I got owned twice by the same guy.
Yeah,
And that leads to like a weird they kind of set up doing like a face turn for Dogold, but not really. Like, oh, I was just doing it so because I want to, I want to be the only one to kill you, blah blah blah, whatever. That trope a million times, but we are above enemies. We are just eternal rivals. I like that kind of archetype, and they don't do enough of it with Dogold and him. They kind of bring it up. They bring it up more consistently than Ian and Igeron, but they don't. Well, the fact that they bring it up at all means that they do it more than that. But
it's a nice rivalry when they do, because the thing is when they bring it up, it isn't just like a passing. Oh yeah, whatever. It's no. There is spotlight put on this, and they at least have some conversations with each other.
Yeah,
it's
like they'll have
not like
banter
you said with
back and forth.
Yeah.
They'll reference things that happened in a previous episode. They will remember things that occurred. They'll be like, "Oh,
I'll tell you this right now." Fucking Dogold mentioned, like, even when he wasn't fighting Uchi 1-on-1, he would still mention their fucking past if they were all fighting together.
Like, yeah, he would still like bring up like, "Hey, remember how I trapped you in my mind and then I stole 400 years of your life? Remember that, dude? Yeah, that was
Remember
cool,
when I
wasn't
killed
it?"
your friends? Lol.
Like he'll still taunt him, and they'll still like they'll have banter. They'll have conversations with each other, both like on equal footing and as enemies. And there's an actual relationship with them, which like it's been a little while since we've had Sentai where they had that. And I think like they don't really do that anymore. They used to do that a lot in like the show era ones, where like there would always be the one like side villain and the one ranger who would always have like more than enemies, more than friends kind of relationship. And I like that. And I like when they do that, but it's kind of wasted in the show, to be entirely honest.
It is because it's kind of buried under the fucking Daigo shit.
Yeah.
But legitimately, it like I love the little arc that they had, especially at the end. At the end, I was just like, yeah, this is great. Mm-hmm. This is fucking fantastic.
The show built to it, and it built on what the show established.
It earned it.
It earned it. It was a moment that the show earned, which cannot be said for pretty much every other character arc in the show.
Sadly, yeah.
I mean,
unfortunately,
they did. The thing is, they killed Uchi off. Spoilers. They made.
Why do you keep saying spoilers? The motherfucking robot at the beginning tells people it's a spoiler.
Man, we should really give a name for that robot, shouldn't we?
Toku bitch.
Fair, whatever. Make canon.
Toku electric.
Spoiler bot. Fuck it.
Spoiler
Fuck it.
bot. Yeah.
All right. Now that we've solved that conundrum.
Look,
Phil, what were we
saying?
saying?
I feel like they should have kept Uchi dead at the end. They
should have,
because it would have been like, yeah, now he can live on with his life. He like, no, I shouldn't say live on.
It would
with
legit have been more poignant.
It would have been. It would have been, because now it's like, oh, I've done my duty. I did my job. I protected King. I protected my friends, and I beat Dogold. Now I can rest.
Like I have nothing tying me to this mortal plane anymore. Like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Like fucking like I don't know how they got away with killing Beatbuster Beatbuster in the last season, but they still pussed out on killing the Sixth Ranger in the very show after that.
Dude, legit. Like you could have just said like Uchi's like a living ghost. You know, he's finally able to pass
because they already fucking have 3 characters in the show like that. I don't know why they couldn't make him.
Oh no,
ghost
I'm
too.
saying like he's still alive, but like, you know, he obviously has something he has to do before he like legit passes on. And I'm like, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
You know, he can finally move on with his fucking life now that he's been here for 400 years.
Pretty
like,
much.
Fuck this. I'm tired of living, dude.
Yeah, they don't do anything interesting with that. That's just kind of like, well, okay, why bother bringing him back? He doesn't have any real reason to stick around. Like,
he doesn't do anything.
The show's
in the
over.
finale.
you still have 7 other fucking Rangers. You don't really need an extra one there. Like, I get it. Like, his character arc is done. You can kill him off. It's fine, guys. I know he's great. I know he's popular, but you can kill off a popular character, guys.
They've done it before.
You've done it before. There are literally fucking the most popular Black Ranger one of the most popular Rangers in fucking history, and they killed him off. They technically still haven't brought him back, but I mean, we'll get to that when we do Gokaiger.
Time Fire died.
Fucking Time Fire's still dead. Barai's still dead.
Abare
Killer's still dead.
Shurikenger.
Well, they kind of replaced him.
Yeah, but the first one, you know what I mean.
No,
I mean, they actually brought the original one back with Ninja, so it doesn't really count.
Great. Thanks,
maybe it was the original. I don't fucking know because they have the old voice actor, but he never unmorphs, and it's never the new kid. So maybe it is him. Maybe they just fucking forgot.
I don't. Did that the season before they killed off Beatbuster.
That's what we literally just said.
I know.
I don't fucking know.
But again, it's like there was literally no reason to bring him back because if anything, it kind of ruins his fucking arc. It ruins it because the entire thing was. He was just trying to get revenge, and he was trying to just be at peace. He did it. That's it. It's done. Let him die. It's okay. It's like Jay said. You have literally 7 other Rangers right there, bruh. Mm-hmm. You don't need him. Fuck's sake, you don't even need him to like summon his Zord. You can have someone else do it.
Everybody else can summon everybody else's Kyoryuger, whatever the fuck they're called again. Anybody. That's right. Everybody can summon anybody else's robot. You don't need to have him alive. They could form fucking Pteridino, right?
Pteridino.
Again, thank you. The names in the show are fucking hard. Like, exactly. They don't need him to form it because they were already forming it before he was even in the show.
They did it with Tomaspino. They do it with Tomaspino.
Exactly.
Except, Tomaspino's more about the movie, and they bring him back in the show. That's actually something I do like about this show. They actually acknowledge the events of the movie.
I kind of don't like that because one, that means that now I have to watch the movie, and the movies are usually never worth it. And I mean, granted, like they've been technically doing that since like I think Goseiger, because Goseiger did the thing where like, oh, we forgot we had the movie mech and toys for it, so let's bring it back. And then they don't do anything with it. They bring it back for one fucking episode.
They've done that since
but here it's just like, they do a sequel to the movie for no real reason in the show, and
they don't even bring the suit. They don't even bring up the.
They don't even bring the Ranger suit back. They just bring the monster suit back, and I'm gonna keep it real. First time I watched Kyoryuger, I never got to the sequel movie episode. I only knew that it happened, and I never watched the movie. Was nobody gonna fucking tell me that Death Ryuger was Mamoru Miyano, or is I just supposed to? Did everybody just assume I already knew that?
You're autistic enough to know that.
I mean, you know what? You got a point. That's fair. I know it's in character for me to have already known that, but how did I not know that was Mamoru Miyano?
I'm going to ask, who is Mamoru Miyano?
Phil, come on, dude.
Jay,
come on.
Tell me who it is.
It's fucking Light Yagami, Ultraman Zero, fucking like 8 billion other characters that you will probably know. Can't think of off the top of my head.
I never watched Death Note.
Fucking. Well, you know what? I'm not going to blame you because Death Note is fucking awful, and I've seen Death Note, and I can say that for sure. Was he
Ultraman Zero?
Was he Lelouch or was he not? I can't fucking remember. He
sounds
exactly like the guy who played Lelouch, but I know it's not.
You know
him.
what? Now I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't think he played Lelouch.
It also doesn't.
No, I'm sure I've double checked this like a million times. If you watch that Zombieland show, he's the guy with the sunglasses.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. He was Setsuna in 00. Fucking like 8 billion.
He was not Lelouch.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why I always think he's Lelouch. He's every time I hear like Lelouch's voice, I think it's him, but I know it's not him. It's weird.
Maybe he was like in a mech anime. You just keep getting him mixed up.
He was Riku in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking. Anyways, enough about our Lord and Savior, Mamoru Miyano. Phil can look that up later.
By the way, to answer your question with the suit, it's only in the movie, and the only other time they do it is when they actually make a proper Kyoto Navy in 100 Years After. I personally wish they would have at least made a suit.
I'm still mad they didn't use that in Dino Charge. That suit is great.
It is.
I don't know what
is a
the
great
honestly
suit.
They couldn't get the rights for it apparently, but they had it all set up, and I'm pretty sure that Heckle was supposed to be the Ranger.
Yes,
no, Phil.
they made
here's the worst. Oh,
They made him. I think they called him Talon Ranger or whatever.
Yeah.
They made him that in the comics, which is the only good thing that the comics ever did.
Ranger. It's actually Dark Ranger.
No,
Was it Dark Ranger? I
It's
forget.
Talon
It's worse.
Ranger.
There's some places I've read that's called
No,
Talon. They
that's
said
right.
Dark.
That's right. The toy. If you put it in the toy said Talon Ranger, but they called him Dark Ranger in the comics.
Yeah.
Why? But which suit would they have used? The Death Ryuger suit or the Kyoto Navy suit?
It's
Death
the same
Ryuger.
suit.
No, there's
No one
the
cares.
sleeves are different, and the teeth decals are.
Look, we're going on a tangent here, and the episode's not over yet. Okay.
You know what? No.
Literally,
Here.
Kyoto
No.
Navy
Hold
was-
on.
Dude, literally Kyoto Navy, the whole concept of that was basically the inspiration for my first fan fiction in Toku. Okay? So that's a
Wow.
big thing
Thanks
for me.
for that. Thanks for
That
that
was,
admission of cringe.
That was embarrassing, Phil.
That was.
You just did.
That was
Phil,
bad.
I can't believe you've written fanfic. What kind of loser writes fanfic? Yes, let me just hide these papers. Hang on.
I just can't believe you said that on fucking live television.
I've said it before. AJ, you did it.
television.
Oh,
I've
someone
said it-
watches us on
I've said it
television.
before. I think I've said it in the comments that I used to write fan fiction.
You have. We're making fun of you.
I know.
Anyways,
And you know what? Take a look. I mean, I think the best.
so
one
what
I-
other characters are in this show
the best
again?
one
I don't
Well,
even fucking
actually,
know.
the best
be-
one I did
before-
was
before-
Wizard, but I will say I've gotten good reviews on those.
Shut up, Phil.
You know what,
Fucking
Phil?
New
I'm
Yorkers.
glad that there's something that you've made that you're proud of, and I say that completely unironically, even though I'm doing my sarcastic voice.
Well, see, I was gonna say, because we were on the topics of suits. Can I just say they really stretched out the fucking colors in this goddamn show?
They really did.
Yeah, they made a fucking gray ranger.
And then silver.
Gray. What the fuck were you
Well,
thinking,
remember, there
Toei?
was a point with the episode with that para monster that could put gray on you, and she kept trying to put the gray on. It's like, I'm made of gray, bitch. You can't help me.
Blue. No.
But
Think
that
of it
was
this way,
like-
Jay. Think of it this
You-
way: blue, cyan, and navy. Fuck you.
Like,
That's
look,
stupid.
okay. You can have blue and cyan because those are different enough. You can't have
Not
blue and
navy.
navy. Okay? Like, I get Navy is the fucking movie villain, and they had him, like, red and yellow and all the other colors, so he's
Hurricane
not
did that, a
immediately
blue and a
obvious.
navy.
Yeah, Q Ranger did that, and Q Ranger did that fine because the suits were different enough, and that the colors were different enough. You don't fucking do blue. You don't do fuck. First of all, what the fuck were they smoking, making a Gray Ranger? What the fuck were they thinking?
You know,
Dude,
you know
legit.
bad
There's
people
so many.
fucking
There's
rap
so.
You can't. You don't
There's
have
so many
fucking
colors.
yellow on your team,
I was
but
about
you
to
have
say,
a
where's
fucking
yellow?
Gray Ranger.
I was about to say, where's yellow? Where's white? You have to use gray.
Like,
Really?
exactly. Why didn't you make Tessai white? You could have made him the White Ranger because he's already wearing white 90% of the time. Bam. No, we made him the fucking Gray Ranger.
He's supposed to be like the mixture of the yin and the yang. He's supposed to be the.
That's a bullshit fucking excuse, and you know
what
it.
is.
But Phil, like, we all know that they don't make the suits before the characters. They make the suits after the characters. They make them way beforehand. So somebody in the fucking toy department is like, you know what Super Sentai needs is a fucking gray Power Ranger. That is what this fucking show needs.
Motherfucker
What?
looking like Timmy Turner out of that episode of Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah. Hey,
Like,
who's
it
the
was
guy
so
with the paint on his
stupid.
head?
Who
It was so
greenlit
dumb.
this? Who was like, who
Sure,
drew
correct.
this?
I mean, it's a good
And was like,
designed suit. It is
Did
a
they
good
like?
suit.
Did they fucking want him to be another color, and they just accidentally sent a black and white copy? It's like, yeah, okay, that works, cool. And nobody
That'd be so
corrected them.
hilarious. No, it's supposed to be yellow. That'd
Like,
be
okay,
fucking
okay,
great.
the sash on the belt is yellow, so that's fine that they didn't make him yellow. I understand that. That would have been a little weird, even though
Orange?
Sentai does that a million times. Exactly. There's no orange. There's
Orange
no.
didn't come till the next season with Kyoryuger.
Well, there's no
Well,
orange.
I mean, there was
there's
Battle
no,
Cossack technically, but
There's no orange. There's no, I don't know, fucking shit, dude.
there's no
Fucking
white. There's no.
brown.
like-
Fuck it.
Brown.
They could have done like there's that lime kind of green color that they have the swords. They could have done that. There's no brown, honestly. The fact, I mean, sure, brown's kind of an ugly color.
It is.
There's no like fucking like there's
a lot of colors that they just don't use, and
there
for
are a
all of
lot
these
of
gray.
colors they could have used, but no, they just went with fucking gray. Gray. Come on.
It's
Come
so
on.
weird. It's so weird because usually you look at that suit, it's just like, oh, they were running out of ideas by that point. But then you realize, wait, gray came out before silver. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. It's such a gross suit.
It's bad.
I mean, it's
It's
a
gross.
well-designed suit. The helmet's nice, but
Yeah, all the suits look nice. They're well designed suits. They all kind of look too samey though. Like they have different
Yeah.
helmets, but then all of the other suits are exactly identical. There's
You can
no
barely tell with
distinction
the
between
helmets,
the two. Like
I mean, I can tell. I
Even,
can
like-
see with red and green, I can see that. But like when there's the accents like black, blue, when there's like black, blue, gold, silver, and even violet and even gray, I can say they look good.
Silence.
anyways, enough ranting about the Gray Ranger because I still don't know what the fuck they were thinking. There was
And
I
but he
liked
was putting it both
Ramirez.
Silver.
I fuck off. Boken Silver is cool.
Yeah, he is.
So as you were saying, Jay.
Was it? Oh, that's right. He was Boken Silver. I forgot.
That's what I was trying to say.
Oh God.
So what about the Canadian playing the Spanish person?
Yeah, we have the Canadian Japanese man playing a. Was he Spanish or was he Greek? I think they said it was Greek, right? I don't remember.
I've never met Have you ever met a Greek person with the last name Ramirez?
No,
No. Was that his first name or his last name, or is he just like Madonna? Is it just the one?
I think it's just Madonna.
He's the artist formerly known as Ramirez.
I liked him more than the because I know AJ kind of doesn't like him, and I don't think I've heard what Phil says about him. I know Phil just said a one word about him, but
Well,
I like
said
Ramirez. He's fun.
Well, I said foreigner because the thing is like you never really see like actual like how somebody who's a foreigner speaking Japanese even fluently how they would sound in a toku setting and.
I mean, Phil, Thane Camus has been in like 4 different shows, and he always sounds fine. So
No, see, Phil, I'm going to
Wait,
stop
wait,
you right
what?
there
What?
because of
What?
one.
he was the white dude from Ghost. That's the only thing
Yes.
you're gonna know him from.
Oh yeah.
Look, Phil. I'm going to say this right now. I'm not even going to say the fact that it was like I'm going to try and give it to Jay, but I'm also going to stick with it a bit from saying it. Maybe it was just his acting. It's the fact that he keeps. It sounded like he was trying to second guess how he was pronouncing everything, and it sounded weird.
I can agree
Like,
with you on
D-
that.
despite the
really
fact
weird.
that he is born and, as far as I could tell, spent most of his life in Japan, it is the way he delivers his lines. It does in fact sound like he is the foreigner who learned it as a second language.
It's
He
like-
might
it's like-
have.
yeah.
As far as I'm aware, he did or didn't. I don't know.
It's like listen to my voice here, and it would be like a guy coming up. It's like, oh, I am, but Phil, are you still? Oh, hey,
like
it
it's not
sounds
like
that.
It's not like Hiro Mizushima where like he learned English like pretty much at a super young age around the same time he learned Japanese, but you can't hear it in the way he says he speaks in Japanese. He's just super. It doesn't sound like somebody who learned it as a second hand. Like Mark Musashi doesn't really fall into that for the most part. Some of the times it does, but that's usually because he's hamming it up. In this show, for whatever reason, Robert Baldwin he does that with every line, and like I'm not sure if that's his character because his character is kind of like he's a big, boisterous, flamboyant kind of guy. He's just here having fun, He's like if this was a British show, he'd be Brian Blessed basically. But
Pretty much.
man, fucking imagine Brian Blessed as a Power Ranger.
Oh,
That'd be
God.
based.
That would be great.
but it's like you said, like it just sounds like for some reason it's like he's forcing every line out of his mouth,
That's
and
what
it
I'm
sounds
saying.
weird. No, but I'm agreeing with you. Like, it sounds like he's forcing everything, and it makes his acting shit. But the thing is, and it's the weirdest part, in like the last 2 or 3 episodes, he was like way better, like 10 times better than it was during the entire show.
I think it was just like we gave up, so I'm just gonna be normal now, and like, oh, okay, that's right, I can actually act.
It was so weird because it was like, where did this guy come from? Where were you the whole show? I mean, other than that, what else you got to say about him? He's
I liked him. You know what? He was fun. He had a lot of fun moments. They don't overdo the, oh, I speak half English, half Japanese shit, even though they do that every
wonderful.
Time they have
Whoa,
yeah.
Strong lady.
Yeah,
I will
lady.
say
That was fucking like I love that.
I will say that was kind of funny when he would say.
That was a fun one. I love that.
No,
yeah, there was like a short period of time where he's just living in Nossan's house. I don't know why he just starts hanging around and he doesn't leave. I love it.
I will say
that
it was weird. Again, this is nothing on him himself. It just happens every single time there's a foreigner in. When you hear them speaking perfect English, it's like, oh shit, what? No,
yeah,
what?
it's so jarring to hear people speaking perfect English in these kinds of shows. In any kind of like foreign language show, it's like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm not watching something in English.
I'm so used to hearing like wonderful lady. No, it's
yeah,
like, wonderful
I'm hearing
lady.
fucking. I'm thinking of Deca Blue now, and he's just like, I'm a little dreading watching Deca Ranger again because now I'm remembering him speaking English, and he's so fucking bad.
Actually, Phil, you watched Dino Charge, I think. Was Robert Baldwin even a cameo in there? Because that seems obvious, isn't it?
No, I'm still severely disappointed that they did not get him.
That seems
even
like
for like
such
a
an
background
obvious
shot.
thing, doesn't
I only
it?
watched up to Dino Charge. I didn't watch up to Dino. I only watched up to Dino Supercharge. I don't.
They
think
didn't
had a
even like.
cameo.
They did not even like make a joke about his name at all in the show. And they had a character refer to the Kyoryuger galaxy at one point. And they didn't even they didn't even put him in like a background shot. They didn't even like have him as like a Polaroid and like a museum. Like their whole secret base was a museum. They don't even have like a photo of him in the background of like, here's an ancient warrior from the past or whatever. No,
that's
not
so
even a
weird
fucking
when you think about
mention
it.
of him.
That's because he's Canadian.
It's
New Zealanders
probably.
hate Canadians.
I like Canadians.
I was a little disappointed.
Are you a New Zealander?
No, I'm an American.
I mean, he's close enough. I don't know why they couldn't have just like he couldn't have just gone there.
Yeah, you do look like you fuck a sheep.
Oh, that's horrible.
Whatever. Those cues will forgive me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after Robert Baldwin,
there
I'll
was-
pretty much call him.
There was the first Violet, which was Shigeru Chiba playing Shigeru Chiba,
Which is always fun.
which was literally just because they had him doing all the toy voices and the narrations. It's like, well, we already have him. We might as well just have him on screen for an episode. And it was the funniest episode in the show because
really
he's just fucking going ham.
Dude, I will say this now. That man's voice is terrifying.
It is.
Ow.
It's so good.
It's like you hear him, and it's like, dude, you're gonna rip your throat out. It's like, no, he just does that on a whim. I was like, dude,
The man has
scary.
been doing that shrieking voice for like 40 years now, and his voice is still exactly the same.
He must do a
I don't know.
lot of vocal
I don't know
stuff.
how you can go from how he sounded in Yu Yu Hakusho to now and not change at all. He's basically the same.
It's crazy.
It's
But,
insane.
hey, man, you know what? Maybe they got some crazy fucking like medicine for that.
I guess he's
shit.
just like I guess it's just like the same thing with Wakamoto, where like his voice is already super deep, so like his voice barely changed over the years despite screaming constantly. I mean, even like Wakamoto, you can kind of tell he's aged a bit, but Chiba, I don't know what the fuck it is, but like the man has been screeching at the top of his lungs for basically his entire career, and his voice is still exactly the same. It's crazy.
Is Wakamoto the
It's
guy who
called
was the
Ginger
voice
and
of
Honey
the
Tea.
Splash Driver?
Yes.
I knew
He's Cell, Phil.
I was
He's
about to
Cell.
say that too. He is also Cell.
that I forgot about that part. He's got an amazing voice, but he doesn't.
He does.
He really does. I love it. It's like no, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, no, you're never going to pull it off. No.
No one can do Wakamoto.
Nobody can do Wakamoto but Wakamoto. We've all learned this.
But yeah, Chiba, he was just fun. I love Chiba. Although I will say, fuck's sake, guys. Oh, who's the Purple Ranger? As he's walking around with the purple emblem on his back.
I mean, to be fair, he does try to. I mean, he for whatever reason he's like, oh, I don't want them to know that I'm the Purple Ranger because reasons. Even though he's not fucking hiding the fact that he's the Purple Ranger, and literally everybody else but the Rangers know that he's the Purple Ranger.
I still love how he hammed it so hard. He actually nearly his character actually broke his back.
I love that. I loved that bit. That was a fun little moment where like, oh wait, no, he's actually it's not like, oh, they have the old guy as the Ranger. It's like, oh, haha, he's incompetent. No, he's like actually competent, but he's just old. So that's where the fun part comes from.
It's such a good episode. It's a good episode.
I'm kind of disappointed that they pass it along because on
Who
one
they pass
hand,
it along to is less interesting by a mile.
on the one hand, I'm sure he would have gotten kind of annoying after a while. I'm glad that he came in small doses because if they kept using his character too much, I think they would have pushed the envelope way too much. And
They would have.
Yeah.
it would have become annoying, and I don't want Shigeru Chiba to be annoying to me because you can't do that. You can't make that man annoying.
That's illegal.
To me. That's impossible.
One thing I love is that they actually Torin and the show actually give a reason for his voice being the way it is.
I love how they justify that. It's just like, oh, I was listening to the voices of the earth, and then I heard this guy, and he sounds exactly like it. So I got him to voice all of my super death weaponry. And it's just like, all right, fuck it, sure, why not?
The ultimate voice acting job, to be cast as death.
I know, right? That's great.
It's great, dude. I mean, again, just Chiba himself. It's a great look. He makes the Gabu revolver. He makes that shit. It's
I know, right?
So
like,
good.
That toy would not be anywhere near as entertaining if it weren't for his voice.
It's like oh my god, I forgot his name. Fucking the Gokaiger voice.
Tomokazu Seki.
There you go. It's like if they didn't have him, that toy would not be nearly as awesome.
The Moberate would not be anywhere near as interesting without him.
So that's purple woman. Purple woman die.
Okay.
Purple woman no die.
She just wants to screw Daigo.
She is purple.
That's it. She is purple woman, and she wants king penis.
I guess she's the smart one, even though we already had the smart one on the team, and we don't need a second smart one. She's there. She has glasses and a skirt and legs, and that's all Sakamoto cares about and puts her in the scene.
This is true.
That
is literally all he cares about. Hey, you got legs? Yeah, you're hired.
Let me see you do that the can dance. Yeah.
Let me sniff.
You're hired.
Let me smell ya.
You know what? I'm being mean to Sakamoto here, but you know what, man? Listen.
He earned it.
Listen, look, you know what? He spent like a decade in the fucking Power Rangers minds. He earned being horny on main with this show. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. He deserves.
He's gone far from horny on.
I've seen Girls' Blood, Phil. Yes, but that's the point. The point I'm trying to make is that the man was stuck doing Power Rangers for so long that now that he's in a show where he's allowed to be a sex weirdo, he goes full force with it. And you know what? I would be annoyed if it weren't for the fact that he's such a great action director that most of the time you don't even notice it until it's like you get the parts where it's like it's a fucking slow down shot of like it's not even like her ass, it's just her fucking thighs slowly moving. I'm like, oh come on, dude.
It is the funniest
come on.
Shit. It is the funniest shit, especially because you're just sitting there like, really, motherfucker? You're getting paid
like,
how much?
Like if it were a little lower or a little higher, it wouldn't be so obvious. But the fact that her fucking thighs are right smack center of the screen, like you just know.
Mr. Sakamoto, it's a little far, don't you think? Yeah, get in deeper. It doesn't go that
zooming
deep.
Zooming in a little more, guys.
It doesn't go that deep. Deeper.
Get the bigger lens.
I want to see the
so
I want to
good.
see the rear of the knee.
I want to see the pores.
the pores.
I need add some sweat to it.
Make her bend the knee.
Get the spray bottle.
Again, we love you, Sakamoto, but you're a fucking weirdo.
You are.
Sakamoto, you're a fucking sex pervert, but you make some of the best action scenes I've ever
You
seen.
do. That's, you're okay
you
on
are
my book.
allowed to be a sex pervert until you start doing it to like real sex pervert stuff. Okay.
You made both a movie that was basically softcore porn, not even softcore, like hardcore porn essentially. But yet you also made an Ultraman movie that nobody would understand unless they were a hardcore Ultraman fan, except like, entertaining with its fight scenes. You earned it.
Well, I guess there's basic. Well, there's Torin. We didn't really talk about Torin.
There's one thing I need to ask. There's one thing I need to ask. There's a
Yes,
there's
he
a
is horny
time-
on main.
No, shut up. There's a okay, so there's a scene where Dr. O'Shade is like he's fighting a bunch of paramonsters as Kyoryuger Violet, and he's holding a young Yayoi. How many years ago did the paramonsters come out? Because I'm pretty sure the paramonsters came out like earlier in the year that takes place.
I mean, listen, Phil.
Like,
I think they just kind of they just fucking show up whenever they want. It seems
Also,
like as it's like, oh well, we sealed Deboth way in the fucking dinosaur times, but also they're just still coming back every now and then.
What kind of paramonster attacks the city at 3 a.m.? Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Oh boy,
3 a.m.
oh boy, 3 a.m. Yeah.
It just pops out of nowhere.
The Zorimas they're kind of lame mooks, honestly. Yeah. They're not really that interesting. Like I kind of like the cool dreadlock hair, but they're just gross to look at.
Honestly, dude, when they become the giant monster, literally all I can see is the 90s Godzilla. Like the
Oh my
98
God.
Godzilla.
Oh my god!
Right?
Yeah, it looks like Zilla. It is just.
It does. Wait a minute.
It's freaky.
Kind of does.
Like obviously, you know, there's differences, but you look at Hit and then you look at Zilla, and it's just like, copyright? Matthew Broderick, you ran over 2 Irish chicks, but not these guys? Come on. I've been saving that for a special day.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a powerful one.
Also,
I'm not gonna lie.
That's a deep cut.
How old is Yayoi supposed to be? Because her actress at the time was 15, and Daigo's got to be in his 20s.
21?
She's old enough, Phil. She's old enough for me to take creep shots of her thighs in a short skirt, and that's all you need to know.
She's 15! And I remember Amy telling me a story that this poor actress had to do some very backdoor hush-hush gravity shots because she needed money.
I mean, listen, Phil. Name one Toku actress that hasn't. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's not fucking kid ourselves. Basically, all of them have.
You know, for whatever reason, this reminds me of that one time that I looked up. This was like after Drive had ended for fucking.
Yeah, we all know what pecs you're talking about. AJ.
Yeah, no, but it's funny because like I remember reading a story that like Fumika Baba's fucking photo book sold out the moment it went on sale. It's like, yeah, I can tell you 2 reasons why.
No.
I hate to be the
Look,
bearer
dude,
of bad
look.
news.
All I know, Jay. All I know is the fucking Chase movie opened my eyes to this woman in more ways than one. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can see why your eyes were opening, bro.
I hate to say this, AJ, but I think in recent years, I think like a year or 2 ago, she got breast reduction.
She did.
Aw.
She did. Fucking
Yeah.
waste.
Well,
That sounds awful when I say it out loud.
well, I know. It was like I was about to say. I mean, there's probably a reason for it, other than
Severe back pain.
You
Back
probably.
pain.
I gotta
That's what I
stop.
was gonna say. Back pain.
We'll talk more about Fumika Baba and her ginormous
Probably
conker
when we do
bonkers.
Drive
got a pretty
eventually.
face. She's still got a pretty
We're
face.
again. We'll talk more about Fumika Baba's bonker honkers when we do Drive.
Mm.
Hey, wait! Well, honkers drive car. Got him! I'm gonna just fucking drew off my sense of balance.
What show were we talking about again? I don't even
Sure.
remember.
Talk about
King
Torin.
Ranger. King Ranger.
Yeah.
He's a bird.
I like Torin's fun. I like.
He's a good mentor.
He's a
is.
good mentor. I mean, obviously the comparison is, of course, Daggy Kruger, because they're basically the same character.
They're blue. They're an animal.
we
They're
always-
swordsmen.
They're the wacky old mentor with the dark past.
They get
but they're-
replaced by an even worse animatronic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? At least they didn't give fucking what's this Seeker Beaker from Dino Charge.
No,
At
they
least
just
didn't-
fucking brought Torin's suit in and
Yeah.
had him still be the Silver Ranger. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking
They
with that,
could
by
have
the
killed
way.
him off, and they could have had another character. They could have had another character play that role. They could have had another human actor play that role.
We could have not wasted money on a new suit and just used the fucking Torin suit that we already had, that we were already going to use anyways.
But they needed to explain.
But
why
enough
he had
about
that
Dino
sword.
Charge.
They
Let's
had-
talk
they
about-
had- Jay, they had to explain why he had that sword. Then just say, "Hey, Xenowing gave it to this character because he knew he was gonna die, and then he became Doomwing fully. That's it. And then the Energem went to him. It
I'm surprised.
magically
I'm
broke out of the
I'm
sword.
s-
Went to
Phil, why are you
Keeper,
still talking?
Went through the
Phil.
spear,
How do
and
you
then
remember
continued.
anything of Dino Charge? I don't fucking remember half the things that happened.
I don't
in that
remember
show.
my own name.
Because Dino Charge, out of all the Neo Saban era,
I don't
was
remember what I
actually
had
good.
for dinner. That was like an hour ago. I don't remember what the fuck I just ate.
Actually, I
Are you
didn't-
kidding me?
I
How do you
actually
remember a
did dinner,
fucking
so-
Dino
Where am
Charge?
I? Who are you?
Who the fuck are you people? Where am I?
What show are we talking
This
about?
is not my beautiful house. You are not my beautiful wife.
Oh no, the tulpa's melting.
Anyways,
So Torin, he's fine.
he's fine. He's just Dougie Kruger light, basically.
That's harsh.
I mean, look, Dougie Kruger is the best character in Deca Ranger, and Torin is he just kind of does everything that Kruger does mostly.
He basically gets told
he's
to
at
do
least got a
things.
different backstory. You know, he's I'm the mentor who was actually evil, but I turned good because I liked dinosaurs so much, and like
I like dinosaurs.
I get it.
like dinosaurs.
Even though being the offspring of a horrible god of death with no emotions, I should not be able to feel any kind of emotion.
But he did. He did.
But he did, because fuck you. And then the other monsters are all emotion creatures anyway. So I guess
Look, it's fine. He died twice.
He died so many times.
Dude, legit, I hate that I even think this way. But with Toku at this point, if a character dies, I have to wait until the series ends until I believe they're fucking dead.
and even then you're not that lucky.
Oh, I mean, look at Chase. Motherfucker got brought back after, literally
Chase,
like 3-4 years
Laser.
after.
and then he died.
Pinto.
He died immediately
Onk,
again.
fucking Onk at least stayed dead at the end of his show, but they
Onk's
keep
always
fucking bringing him
brought
back just to kill him.
No, Onk consistently comes back and
Bring
dies.
him back all the time, and then they kill him every time.
They
You know
did
what?
that in
I'll-
the game
I'll
too.
give
They
him at least
brought
props
him
there.
back and then he died. He just keeps dying.
Just let him stay dead.
Torin is okay. I really like Torin, but there's not a whole lot to say about him, unfortunately. Like he's just there. He's
I have
just, like,
I have one thing to say about him. One thing. That is his plan that he had at the end is the most retarded fucking plan I've ever heard in my entire life.
What?
Kill me so I can destroy hell.
It's a pretty
I mean,
badass
listen.
That
plan.
sounds
he
like a
is
Devil May
Dante
Cry.
from Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
I was about to say that sounds like
So-
a Devil May Cry
Dante.
plot.
Isn't that literally how Devil May Cry 5 ended?
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
haven't played
it.
5 yet.
I've only played-
I'm
I've only
just
played the first
saying.
game.
I'm just saying. It's just such a stupid plan. Kill me. Why? I want to kick Satan's balls.
And technically,
The Earth's theme song
Is
told me
huge.
that I needed to die to go to hell to kill all of the evil monsters. So we're gonna do it in the most unnecessarily convoluted way, and then also not tell anybody my plan, so that we get maximum amounts of misunderstanding, just because that's what the Earth's soundtrack told me.
The
Okay.
Earth told me to.
Bang up job, Torin. Brilliant. This clearly will not backfire in any way.
It's like you said, it's so unnecessarily complex. You don't need this. It's fine to just tell Daigo, hey Daigo, I'm gonna die. Why? So I can go to hell.
I know, right? Like,
Badass.
there's no reason to trick his dad into, not even tricking his dad, having his dad pretend to be evil to because like, again, they do the oh well, I'll do this if you stop your super duper death.
Nobody
time
believed
now.
it
And he's like,
anyways.
yeah, but like they don't fucking believe him anyways. It's like, yeah, I knew you were gonna fucking betray us. Like
Yeah.
again, like, all right, what was the point of all this then? Fucking,
Because fuck you, we got 4 episodes to waste.
what was the point of making Daigo's dad Kyoryu Silver? What was the point of him going full Zeon and being like, oh, I want to kill off all humans, but then I want to save the Earth because something nature.
Fuck
Except I was
humies.
lying because I was just doing it because something hell.
Fuck
What?
Humies as usual.
Because Jay, we needed a convoluted plot to get through the ending of the show.
Fuck Humies again.
I'm just saying.
What? Why did we not need to tell anybody else our plan? We didn't even. I don't even think they fucking told the ghosts.
Sakamoto was watching Fies and he thought, "Motherfucker, this guy's got some good ideas."
Again, why is Sakamoto the one coming up with these ideas? He's not fucking
Because
writing the show.
because I keep mixing him up with Sanjo. I don't know why.
Listen. You know what? That's fair. That wouldn't be the first time, but
If they were both writing a show together, I would not be able to keep track. My mind would actually probably melt.
Why do you keep mixing up Riku Sanjo with Sakamoto?
because he's a racist, Phil.
All you writers look the same because I can't see your face.
It's true.
I mean, hey, all writers do look the same way. You can't see them.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
It's the problem is that like none of the final arc at all makes any fucking sense because
Yeah.
it's just like, oh well, here's some new villains. Oh, here's the big bad back. Oh, I'm gonna blow up the Earth. Why? Because I'm evil. All right, you're a cool villain. I don't care about any of you villains. All the villains in the show were boring. Like, Dogold was like the most interesting one because he had the whole story arc there. But like, I don't care about the rest of them.
I kind of felt something for Lucky Row.
I was
but
about to say,
because I saw
Lucky Hero
myself in him.
is the most fun because he's just a dweeb. He's just a
I
little
love him.
moron who's just kind of ditzing around and.
Jay,
I love him. He's
he
great.
just wants to read his manga in peace.
He just wants to sit
read
on his
manga.
ass, eat chocolate, and read shitty shoujo manga. And you know what? I agree with you.
Can I be honest?
I do half of that.
We all
Exactly.
Do that. We
I
all
love
do that.
the episode where he tricks the manga writer who is conveniently related to Kyoryuger for no good reason into meeting him because he's a huge fanboy. Is like, I loved that episode because it's just like, here's the villains just like screwing around. They have like an actual character and personality. It's fun. It's fun.
That's why I actually kind of like Candelera. For some reason I kept wanting to call her Lovelica, and I was like, no, that's from
It was like,
X-Aid.
no, that was the fat NTR guy from X-Aid.
I love the episode with Lucky Hero when like it's with strict teach with the abusive teacher, and he's in the spirit.
The fact
place,
that they
and
brought
he's
that
running-
back
and
was
he's running
stupid.
around, and he's
Oh my
trying to get
God.
out, and Torin just like steps forward, and he's like afraid, like, oh shit, this bird. And he copies the samba dance. I'm like, that is so freaking adorable. I love it. And
No,
he's
no,
like- and he's like,
the funniest part.
This show recycles monsters so many times it pisses me off.
It does.
How many fucking times do we need to do the revived monsters plot in a show before it becomes too many?
Because Jay, if we don't do that, the show would only be 22
It's like-
episodes.
How many times?
It's
did we
like in
need
like the back
extinction
half of
artists?
like X-Aid and Ghost where they just start bringing all of the fucking old monsters of the week back because we need fucking filler because we don't have any, like, all the mooks are uninteresting and we ran out of budget.
Yeah, but
and it's like,
did X-Aid that made sense?
I mean, like, yeah, both Ghost and X-Aid, at least they had an excuse for why they could bring them back. Doesn't make it not fucking lazy. Here it's just...
Well, I would argue with Ghost it was even double lazy.
Well, I mean, Ghost, it was especially lazy, and even X-Aid was super lazy, but here it's just, oh, the monsters just fucking walk out of hell, I guess. Okay, sure. Why
only
the
was
fuck
that
did
easy.
Torin need to kill himself to go there if the monsters can just fucking walk out of hell at any time?
Look, Torn is just a real stickler for overly complex plot, okay?
Sure,
What if-
fine.
I love the. I love
It's
it when-
about the drama, Jay.
I love seen the Extinctioners. Those were some really
Yeah,
good
the Zetsumates were fun. That was like a fun little one, but like you can't overdo the villain like the joke villain Sentai bit, because like if there were like an actual like evil ranger team, that'd be one thing, but like the monsters teaming up to make a fake Sentai, you can't overdo that. You can only do that for a couple episodes. You can't like keep bringing them back.
Reference.
I know it was a Sun Vulcan reference, Phil. I know.
Of all the people you bring that up to, Phil, you bring that up to fucking Jay, really?
I know. I
Like,
was trying to be a wise ass.
Well, take off the
Well, you
wise.
failed.
I didn't fail. All right.
I would say that was a pretty big F.
Shut up.
Like, it was like, okay, that was a fun episode because like that was just one where we just kind of gave up, and it was just like a goofy comedy episode, because that was the one with Kyoryu Violet anyways. But like, why did we need to keep bringing them back? Like, we don't do anything interesting with bringing them back again and again and again. We've already brought the dead monsters back. We don't need to keep bringing them back because there's nothing interesting when you keep bringing them back. We've already done this plot 3 fucking times already, guys.
You need it 4 more times.
Like, oh, we're gonna create a fusion monster of 2 old monsters. What are they gonna do with it? Nothing? Okay, cool. We took the 2 worst parts of a monster and made a shittier monster out of it. Brilliant. It's like early game Yu-Gi-Oh! I fucking love it.
and then for no reason to just like, let's make another emotion that's essentially the same fucking thing as rage.
Hatred.
Yeah, let rage and hatred. I mean, that's more of a translation thing, because it's more like resentment, but that's still like kind of the same emotion.
It's anger
'cause they
towards
still treat
somebody.
it the same. It's like Endolf was kind of lame. Like,
He was a cool design though, but he
had a cool design, but like they don't really do anything interesting with him. Like they kind of set up a thing with Dogold being like the Starscream kind of to him, where he's undermining him and he hijacks his body and all that. Like, that's a fun little arc there, but then like they bring him back and they don't really do anything interesting with bringing him back. He's just back again. It's like,
and then
like,
they introduced 2 new soldiers of joy and sorrow to replace Igeron and Candelilia.
So we can have them have face turns for no good reason.
Well, also so that way we can have a reasonable death for Igeron, and basically saying like, oh, this like you've been taken down by somebody else's sorrow.
How do all of the fucking villains in this show, other than the main villain, have a face turn, and none of them work except for Lucky Euro? Like,
because I mean, you said it at the beginning. Candelia is not even a fucking villain. Technically, her power is not evil.
She's kind of like, her plan is like, oh, I'm gonna make them so happy that they die, but she doesn't kill anybody. And
but that happened.
I guess she doesn't kill anybody because
whatever.
But
see, here's the thing. Like,
she had a monster make cakes for everybody.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, take her out of the Deboth Legion. Her powers are perfectly fine. She's trying to make people happy. That's not evil.
And she does.
I didn't feel any sort of tension.
Like, she's insane, but like she's not really like evil.
She's not
like,
bad.
She doesn't like, she's not. I mean, she's bad, but she's not like evil.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly.
She's a bad guy, but she's not a bad guy.
Exactly.
I have to be honest with this. I really wish they'd had her end up with Nossan. I really, really wish that they had that.
Yeah, they kind of hinted enough at it.
I mean, like, I like that they kind of do something like that, and they kind of it kind of leads to her face turn, but they bring it up in one episode because she's trying to trick him for, I don't even remember what the plot of that episode was.
Well, remember, there was the first one was with Debo Spineless, where she was trying to like rip his spine out, get the monster to rip his spine out, saying like, if we weren't against each other, I might actually fall for you. And then the other one was where Lucky Ro was playing her mother and in a matchmaking thing, trying to steal his heart. And then that's the heel turn where it's like she actually helps him.
If it was like, again, this is the same issue that I have with Igeron and a lot of the other villains, where if it were brought up more than like once every 10 episodes, I'd be down for it because it's a pretty interesting idea. But they bring it up and then they forget about it, and then Sandra's like, oh yeah, that's right, I remember this. And then he forgets about it again for like 15 episodes. And then the show is ending, it's like, oh right, I was setting up her turning good. let's have 2 new villains show up and they're gonna kill her for no good reason. All right, bam. Now she's good.
But
Fuck
she
you.
didn't get killed. She actually helps Torn
That's.
and the
I know
Spirit
she
Lady.
doesn't get killed.
That's
Phil.
what he's saying, Phil.
You need to listen
And I'm listening.
when I'm talking to you.
God damn it, I am listening.
You're mean to me.
Shut up.
You're rude and you don't appreciate anything I say.
You gotta learn how to get
Anyways.
the gabagool out of your eardrums, dude.
Anyways,
You gotta get
the point is that they don't develop the arc enough to a point where her face turn feels like earned. Like Lucky Euro earns it because Lucky Euro starts and ends the show exactly the same as a goofy dolt, and that's fine that he turns good because he's already good to begin with. He's just kind of an idiot. He's really only working the villains because he doesn't have a choice. And
Well, see, that's the thing. This all comes back to one single problem. It's the fact that we probably would have gotten more interaction and more development on this if it wasn't for fucking Dagio.
Probably.
exactly.
If he was not in this show, guarantee you we would have more of that. Especially because guess what? We already have a fucking couple in the show. It's Daigo and Amy, so we can't have Nossan being happy. Fuck him.
Even that was brought up out of nowhere. The only time Amy ever showed any interest was when another girl was also showing interest in her, and she couldn't even.
Just like
explain
my
it.
shitty harem anime.
That is some fucking toxic fucking relationship right there.
And then all of a
But-
sudden, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, like right as the final episode comes in, she starts saying like, "Look, do you want to go on a date?" And he says, "I think I know what you're talking about." Yeah, I would. It's like, Jesus.
Wow, do you want to go on a date? I wonder what that could mean.
It's like
Fucking
wow.
Cypher. It's just like the fucking Zodiac can't crack this shit. Besides the villains,
Chaos was
no one else
nothing.
in the
Chaos
show.
was just like big bad servant.
Well, again,
he
the both big
existed.
bads were nothing.
He was another like this guy would have been cool if he had anything to him, which they really didn't.
He's got a cool voice.
He does have a cool voice.
You know
Like-
what, Jay? It would have been cool if one, they would have actually brought up more than once that his brother was fucking Torin, and two, if they actually did something with, oh, he has all 3 emotions, so that means he could probably be the most natural feeling of all of them. That would make something out of him.
Yeah,
But-
or if he didn't have any emotion, he was just kind of like a weird puppet for D-Both.
That would have been
Like-
interesting.
Well,
That-
for a
that
time
would've
he
been
was.
I mean, yeah, but that was more specific. Like that's another thing is like, oh, they're all fragments of D-Both, and they represent one of his emotions, but like they kind of forget about that when he comes back because like they're still independent entities, I guess, because they can still betray him and have their own plans. Like, how the hell does that work? And D-Both is such a fucking generic big bad. I don't like his design. He doesn't have anything interesting going on for him. He's just another generic doomsday villain
Both of
because
his
he's just like,
designs were really bad. Like the one that he used to slay the dinosaurs just looked like a generic crocodile with hands, and
it was just one of the giant Zorimas, but with some
Yeah.
extra bits glued
and
on.
then his human form was like, well, his human slaying form was just. I remember seeing. I think it was the TV.
It's
Nihon
over-designed.
sub. They called him a transcendental fly.
That's the kind of like direct translation, I suppose. But like, and even though that doesn't make any fucking sense and that's not a real word.
He wasn't really impressive, like Ninja's villain. Then again, I only saw him in
Don't remind me of Kyuremon's final form. That was
not Kuramon,
awful.
not Kuramon. The big bad emperor. What was his name?
I don't even remember.
It was Galvanax in Ninja Steel.
Vince McMahon. I don't care. I didn't even finish
Even
Ninja.
at
That
least-
shit's
even at least
bad.
See something simple. Like,
Look, the point is,
how is it that
the
something
point
like
is that
Agent Abrera actually looks better than him?
that's because they had competent designers working on the show, and they had a decent voice actor and a good writer, and they made even the goofy parts of his design, like the fucking trash bag cape and the giant tie and the fishbowl on his head. They made it look sinister because he's actually an intimidating character with a motive and a personality and reasons to be evil. Deboth is evil because some asshole in space that has never been foreshadowed or mentioned or alluded to until literally the final battle. Some asshole in space made me, and I want to kill all humans because I am evil, and I couldn't just do it because even though I'm a giant space tree monster thing, I still need to have minions like I'm fucking Galactus or whatever. Like, Galactus doesn't fucking need Silver Surfer or Terax or anybody else. He only needs them because he's technically required to give World's Warning. He doesn't have to fucking, do that. He could just fucking destroy planets. He doesn't need their help. They're fucking there as, a convenience because he's required to do that.
Why does he need
Deboth doesn't fucking need minions. He can just fucking blow up the Earth. He can just kill all the fucking dinosaurs. What is the point of needing minions when you don't fucking, you can just destroy the fucking planet anyways?
Maybe the generals were. Maybe the soldiers were supposed to be the harbingers.
What?
The thing is that, I get it that I need to gather emotions initially because he already got his shit wrecked and they need to revive him, but why does he need the generals afterwards when he can just... He doesn't even need to use the giant death laser. He doesn't even need the timer on the giant death laser. He just does it because that's the final villain plot thing, is that, I need my death machine to have a time limit on it because fuck you, I need to gloat.
Fuck's sake, he fires one of the guys.
He does. He
fires Lucky Row.
He fires one of his minions. Just kill him. Just fucking kill him or he's literally made of your body. Just reabsorb him or some shit.
Nah, it's fine. He gets a good severance package.
No, he didn't get a severance package.
That's another thing is again, they're all made from they're literally made from his cells, but they're all still independent entities. What's the fucking point of that? Why would you ever want to have a minion that is both made of you that you have no control over? Why? If it was the Silver Surfer or whatever, and they're just people that he enslaved more or less with his power because they were the sole survivor, or they made a deal with him or whatever. That's one thing. Okay, sure. But when you create your own minions, and then your minions have their own personalities and motivations and desires that go completely against your own plan, even though they are literally still you, why would you ever want that? Why would you ever need that? When you can fucking blow up planets by yourself without any help. You don't even need help finding them for the most part, because I guess that's the only thing is that, they found the planet and scouted it, but you can just kind of flow around aimlessly, I guess, until you find them. What the fuck is his first of all, why does the asshole who made him want to destroy all these planets? What the fuck does he gain from it? I don't know. I didn't watch the fucking movie that he's in because fuck that.
We never get an answer.
He's such a lame villain.
Honestly, the more you talk about it, the more I'm just yeah, what the fuck? Because this was on the back of my head the entire time, but I was trying to ignore it because I'm just I don't want to think that hard about it. But no, it's true. It's fucking stupid.
It's not even I'm only comparing to Galactus because it's the easy comparison. Galactus is a fucking boring villain. Galactus is only interesting because he has sidekicks that are more interesting characters than him.
And yet he's gonna be.
Deboth doesn't even have that. None of the villains around him are interesting at all. He is not interesting. His motivation isn't interesting. He's just Galactus with a shittier design. And I don't know how you get worse than Galactus. I like Galactus, but Galactus looks like shit. Let's not kid ourselves, guys.
Oh, you don't like the big helmet?
Look.
You don't like the
helmet?
Antennas?
I like the helmet. The helmet is cool, but fucking purple on purple, Kirby, come on. What were you thinking, dude?
No, but the thing is, it's like you said, the whole time, it was in the back of my head, so what are we doing here? Why are we here? Do we need this? Is this really that important? Can't you just like, it's like you said, can't you just like blow up the Earth? Is that, do we need all this complexity? It's like, this isn't a smart plan. It's a dumb plan. Just blow up the planet. Go home.
It's like, again, you know what? It's like in Build when like
fuck.
could have blown up the fucking Earth like 30 episodes before he did, but he just decided to wait because
Lol.
At least Evolt had a reason, because he's a fucking slave to drama, and he just loved to fuck with Kiryu so much. Like, fine, okay, that's reason enough to stall this shit, even though it doesn't make any sense from a storytelling standpoint. Shit. Fuck. Anyways, it doesn't make any sense from a storytelling standpoint obviously that's one of those like shut your brain off things. Like, obviously Darkseid is not just going to immediately show up and murk everybody, because then there's no story. But like, fucking.
But there's a point. See,
there's a point where you need to draw a line where like you are filling in space for no good reason. Like, you can cut this short. We don't need to have all of this shit here, guys.
But again, I understand the idea of like, because if this doesn't happen, the show doesn't happen. I get that, but there's a point where it's like, well, if you're already at that point where you're thinking that, writing your script, rewrite the script, dude. It's okay. Rewrite the plot. Because if you're at that point, guess what? You're not the only one who notices it. Everyone else does. If you actually honestly have to say, like, if this doesn't happen, the show doesn't happen, yeah, guess what? You fucked up. Hard. You fucked up royally.
And look, I understand that there are some times where you need to make contrivances, and you need to cave in and pull the because plot card, because otherwise you just can't fucking go anywhere. If you stop and think of every single tiny minutia, your story is either going to be as long as fucking Lord of the Rings, or it's going to be incomprehensible to anybody that isn't you. And if in situations like that, okay, I understand that, but when your story is a contrivance on a contrivance on a contrivance on a contrivance ad infinitum, you've made you need to start over, because people are going to notice it before even you notice it. The people who are not standing there like slaving away for 10 hours at a day on a time, looking at this script and figuring this shit out, are going to figure it out before you even figure it out, because they're getting it with a fresh mind. They don't have like all of the knowledge you have, because, oh, I know where this is going to go. They don't realize that in the moment it doesn't fucking make any sense, because they don't know what's going on. And by the time you realize that you fucked up, you've already fucked the story so far that it's impossible to salvage. And that's kind of what happens.
And to steal a famous line, your audience, you might not think they know this, but to steal a famous line, they might have not noticed it, but their brain did.
But your brain did. Exactly.
And it does happen a lot. And I mean a lot with this show, where it's like, no, don't do that. And again, it's one of those things where, like, I get it. I shouldn't be thinking that deep about it. But at the same time, it's like, well, no, this isn't deep. This is what the show's fucking telling me. This is surface level.
It'd be one thing if I'm stopping every 10 seconds to question, like, how does this work?
Going full spoony.
Exactly. If I'm going like full nerd and being like, what is D-Bot's tax policy or shit like that? Like, what are
the batteries run on? Are they solar
exactly
powered?
Like how do they charge? Like, what are they charging from? Where does this? If I'm questioning that kind of shit in like the plot, okay, that's one thing. If I'm questioning what your fucking main villain's goal is, you're not telling a good story. If I need to fucking sit down for 5 hours to figure out what your fucking the motivation of your characters is, and this isn't like the most esoteric thing on the goddamn. If I'm not reading like fucking your show should your fucking
this isn't Jacob's
superhero
Ladder
show. This shouldn't be Jacob's Ladder. This shouldn't be fucking House of Leaves. This shouldn't be like
It's Such a Wonderful Day.
Exactly. Like this should not be. This shouldn't be a fucking day. This shouldn't be like Twin Peaks, guys.
We're not watching Donnie Darko.
Exactly. We are not watching like a fucking surrealist mystery here.
Honestly, dude, a Donnie Darko Sentai
TV show
be
about
wild.
dudes in spandex and dinosaur suits fighting monsters from space. We don't fucking need this overly complicated bullshit to figure out the basic motivations of characters.
Honestly, dude, a Donnie Darko Sentai would be pretty fucking base.
I'd be fucking down for that. Are you kidding me? That'd be great.
Dude.
Donnie Darko's a shit movie, but I would be down for a Sentai like that.
We could see a whole big Sentai with based off of that fucking rabbit.
Fucking, dude, esoteric Sentai. That'd be amazing.
Oh my god! You know what? Like that's what we get if we ever got fucking Anno to write a Sentai.
Yes.
Oh, dude, don't tempt them. Shin Sentai. Here we go.
Shin Go Ranger. I'd be down for that.
Oh, dude, could you imagine? It's Shin. You know, it's Shin Jetman. It's like, oh, Anno's writing it. No, he's actually adapting the novel we know he made. Oh, that'd be fucked up. That would be so fucked.
Great.
You know,
to see that on screen.
We need a Garo edge on that too, right?
I mean,
Garo's already
we don't need Anno on Garo.
I'm talking
mix.
about Amamiya. That's what I'm talking about. We need Amamiya on this.
It's true. That's true, I guess. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that I should not have to be a genius to figure out why your goddamn villain is doing what he's doing in a fucking children's show about superheroes. Okay? I am wasting brain power trying to figure out basic tenets of your plot when it is not required.
You do that with comic books.
Exactly. That is like I fucking read cape shit, and I don't need to waste this much brain power when I'm not reading like Alan Moore or like fucking Grant Morrison or something like fucking Christ. Grant Morrison makes more coherent stories than this, and Grant Morrison wrote fucking Final Crisis. He fucking created Hyper Crisis, guys. You don't even fucking want to get into that shit.
Again, I've
unironically
read Cerberus.
Like fucking Cerberus is more coherent than this, and Cerberus is like 50 fucking issues of just text on text on text, and occasionally there's an image. Anyways, the point
is
I'm
shit's
trying
fucked.
to make here is that this is not a well-written show, because the most basic concepts of a plot are missing. I don't need to like fucking say. Drive had this issue a lot too, and Sanjo did the same thing in Drive. At least fucking Drive had attempts to explain it. At least they fucking stopped and like explained what the main villain's plan was. At least we fucking knew what Bono wanted. We fucking knew what his end goal was. It was that I want to fucking kill everybody because I'm an insane scientist. Like, okay, sure, he has a fucking, it's dumb as hell, but we at least have a motive for what he's doing here. Why is, like, exactly, but the reveal that Deboth was just created by some asshole and we don't know why, like, okay, then what the fuck made any of this necessary at all? Like,
What's worse is that, like, beating Deboth kind of makes it seem like an empty victory, because it's like, oh, now we got to worry about the guy who made him.
Exactly, and that's how the show ends, is like Daigo is just like, oh yeah, there's some bigger asshole out in space, we got to go kick his ass, and like, fucking shut up, Daigo, the show's over.
We don't even see that.
We don't even see it. I mean, that happens. Like, I think that happens in one of the later movies, but I don't fucking care. I'm not gonna go watch that. Like, don't. This show should not be this taxing to talk about. This. I should not be this confused trying to explain the fucking villain of a goddamn children's show. Okay, like
to be completely honest, I kind of expected you to get like that, because I was just like, I was getting like that towards the end, where I'm just like, yeah, this is dumb as fuck. I hate this.
Like, I fucking said, oh, this is dumb as fuck, I hate this in episode 1. I was fucking checked out. I didn't even take notes for this show. I didn't even fucking bother. I was like,
well, the only note you need was Daigo.
Done. Yeah, I wrote I wrote the fucking Poochie joke I started the episode with, and that's it. That was my fucking note for the show. That's it. I didn't fucking do anything else. Also, I wrote down. Hang on. Well, I did write down something else. It was how much is airfare from here to New York? Because I'm gonna kill Phil because it's his fault that we had to do Kyoryuger.
That wasn't my fucking fault, all right? It's the fucking wheel's fault.
You made it.
And Phil, as we said, the wheel heard you, and this is your fault.
It's not my fault.
So
Stop blaming me for everything, okay? You were the one who overanalyzed the freaking show, okay? I watched it and I'm like, yeah.
But he didn't.
But you just went on a whole
Phil.
rant about
He
the
no,
movie.
but he wasn't over. No,
Phil,
he
Phil,
literally
no,
just said.
No. Phil, where do you think you are right now?
I don't know.
Do you know what show you're on right now?
Yeah, Kyoryuger.
Phil, we do this every fucking episode. I do this every fucking episode. You should be used to this by now. I'm insane. We know this.
Phil, Jay literally just said he shouldn't have to overanalyze it to make sense of the villain's plan. He had to do that because if not, there would be no villain plan. It would just be shit.
There's always a villain
Which it ended up
plan.
being anyways.
There's literally a villain plan in every single Sentai.
Exactly. And I shouldn't be sitting here trying to piece together why the hell Deboth did anything that he did when all of it was completely unnecessary to his end
It
goal.
was also because they waited till the last minute to basically say, like, oh, he has a creator as
That's
well.
but that's not the point. The point is he shouldn't be doing this either way. If you have a plan, tell me what your fucking plan is day one. If not, don't waste my fucking time.
And at the end of the day, like, his plan just being blow up the Earth makes basically half of what the villains did completely pointless.
Exactly.
But like once they reach the point where they have Deboth partially revived, they can just fucking sit on their asses until he's fully powered up because they already have enough that where he's back. We don't need to keep pumping him full of juice here. We got enough, guys. We can
We're
just
done.
kinda,
We can go home.
We're done. We can just go home. Like
That's my clock out time.
pretty much. Like
But see, but that's the point. It's the fact that and again, I said the same, and I was telling, no, and I said it earlier. I felt the exact same way, but at a certain point, I realized this show does not give a shit. So why should I? And that's like the biggest thing I could say about the show is I just couldn't care anymore. You know what? Uchi's great. Nossan's great, but everything else, I don't care. I don't care. I stopped caring. There was no reason to watch this show. And again, I said at the beginning, the show's a lot better than I remember it being. But that doesn't mean it was good. That doesn't mean it was good. And sadly, the show's not great. It's not good. It's not that good. It's not. And you know what? I guess with that, I'll go into my final thoughts. I'll start right there. I went into the show already knowing that I didn't like it from the first time I saw it when it aired back in 2014? Yeah, 2014.
2013.
Back in 2013. So all the way back then, I remember watching it and I remember thinking this show sucked. I watched it again. And you know what? This time I went with a legitimately open mind. I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe there's something I missed. Maybe Dagio isn't that bad. Maybe the plot wasn't that annoying or non-existent. Maybe there was characters that I liked outside of having to like Dagio. Okay, we'll see what happened. Was I wrong on some things? Yes, I was wrong on the fact that I actually liked a couple of characters in this show that were not Dagio. Well, I didn't like Dagio anyways, but you know what I mean. I liked Nossan a lot, and I liked Uchi a lot. But the problem is, they're two diamonds in the rough amongst a fucking pile of garbage. It's so shit. And you know what? Yeah, you know what? Fine, whatever. The music's great. The fucking the suits are fine. But that's all surface level. That's all production value. Toei, when they care, they have money. Great, amazing. It's like telling me the Star Wars movies nowadays look great. Of course they do. Disney has fucking money.
it's fucking
But,
Star Wars. Star Wars has always looked good. Even the fucking prequels look good.
But that's
guys.
what I'm
Let's
saying.
not kid ourselves.
But that's what I'm saying. Of course they look good. They have money. But that's the thing. Outside of that, what do they got? There was no story. I fucking hate Daigo. Amy didn't do anything. Ian didn't do anything. Shoji didn't do anything. Uchi and Nossan are great, but they didn't do anything either. The only person who mattered was Daigo. And I think, and again, we said it at the beginning, the fact that he is so important drags the show down so much because I hate his character. I hate him. I legitimately do. You know what? And I hate to say it like this because it's true. The only other, person I can compare Daigo to, and Jay doesn't even know this because he hasn't seen it, is fucking Toma from Saber. It's Toma from Saber.
Oh.
He is 1-to-1 like Daigo. He is shoved down your throat and made to be like the god. It is the exact same type of formula where it's like, no, you gotta like this guy. Why? I don't like this guy. Nope, you gotta like him. It's your main character. You gotta like him. I don't like him. And because of that, this show suffers immensely. And I know someone can say, like, oh, but it's just one character. Yeah, but that one character's fucking everywhere. Everything is given to him. Everything is revolving around him. Everything is about him, to the point where it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't like this guy. I don't want him near my fucking screen. I want him gone forever. And thankfully he's dead, in show-wise, I think. It doesn't matter.
He comes back from space, and he gets better.
He gets better. But anyways, the fact of the matter is...
Then he marries Amy.
Well, again, the fact of the matter is, this show still sucks. It's better than it used to be, but it still sucks. I'll give it to Jay.
I'm going to be... well, first and foremost, if the finale at least had the balls to keep Dagio in space, I would have enjoyed the finale just a tiny little bit more. Space. But no, he just fucking... It's like fucking GX where Judai just fucking gets back from the other dimension even though he was trapped in the other dimension because fuck you, we need to have a 4th season somehow. They don't even ever explain how he comes back. He just fucking comes back because fuck you.
Well, that
anyways,
works in GX.
I mean, it works in fucking GX because at least Judai had fucking crazy god-level magic powers, but here it's just Daigo is Daigo.
And also, Judai did go through a character change at that point. He became more depressed.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about GX here today. I would fucking love when we were talking about GX.
Someday.
GX one day?
Someday.
Maybe. Anyways, the point... I'm going to think about how I want to phrase this. I was on the same track with AJ for a point there. I already knew what I was getting into when I started this. I knew that this was going to be a miserable, miserable time, and I remembered that much, and it was a miserable, miserable time. I hated all of the characters, save for Nossan and Uchi, and also Lucky Hero to an extent, even though he's kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's got cool fights, but so doesn't anything else that Sakamo has directed, and so doesn't half the other way better Sentais. Oh, it's got good music. So doesn't, like, at least every show has at least one good song in it. Like, the suits are hit or miss, you know, most of the Ranger suits are fine, but again, even, like, most of the shitty Sentais still have good suits. Like, every good thing that I can think of off the top of my head about this show is something else that another show does equally as good or as better. And, like, I fucking hate this show. It's bad. It's like, here's the thing. If this show would just be, at its best, mediocre if Daigo was not in this show. Daigo's entire presence brings the show down so far that it is almost unwatchable to me at points. I fucking could not force myself to pay attention to the show half the time. And when I did, I was like, I realized I wasn't zoned out. I went back. I didn't fucking miss anything important because it was just another, oh, there's no threat because Daigo just solved everything anyways. There's nothing to the show that is worth watching. It is just fucking boring. I don't like this show. I don't understand how it got so popular. I don't understand why people, like, I haven't seen a single person say anything good about it in years. And I think it's just because, like, nobody gives a shit about this show. But for whatever reason, it was so big at the time. Like, it got a fucking spin-off in fucking Korea. It got all this other extra merch. It got all these other fucking extra things. Daigo kept fucking showing up. And like, Daigo fucking ruined Kamen Rider Taisen because he showed up to fucking steal Deno's spotlight. He wasn't even fucking involved with that movie. He had no reason to fucking be there, but he still fucking stole the spotlight because fuck you, he's Daigo. Like, it's just like, it's dumb. Nothing in the show is worth watching it for at all. It's just, it's not even like the worst. It's so aggressively mediocre that I can't even say it's like one of the worst Sentai, because it's just like, if it weren't for Daigo, it would just fucking exist. It'd be like fucking Turbo Ranger.
It'd be like Zyuden.
Or like fucking, like I don't want to say Ghost Age, or like,
no, Zyuden.
Zyuo. Well, no, I liked Zyuoger.
Well, no, I know, but
fine.
like a lot of people just kind of like ignore it now. It's one of those.
Well, everybody
types.
ignores that one because furries and Minecraft. But
People get
I'm talking more like
straight.
shows that are so like fucking bland and have nothing going on for them, like fucking O-Ranger or
Yeah.
like Ginga Man. Like fucking nothing happens in those shows that's really worth like those are decent shows, but like they're just kind of mediocre and nothing really interesting like nothing that like there, you can think like pick a random show off the top of your head, like there's probably one or two things you can think of, but that's usually it. Like most of the big ones, like you can name those off your top of your heads because those were exciting and a lot of stuff happened. Like those are just kind of shows where like, yeah, they existed, whatever. Like sure, they have their fans, but it's like they're just kind of mediocre. And like that's what Kyoryuger would be. Kyoryuger would be if Dagio wasn't here. But Dagio brings the show down so far that it's just unwatchable.
I agree with that, honestly. I mean, again, it's you said it. You said the best. It's the fact that Daigo's even here, and yeah, it would be fucking mediocre. But okay, now it's time. Now it's Phil's turn. Oh wait, hold on. Now it's Phil's turn.
Well, I mean, to be honest, when I first watched it years ago, 2013, it was like I was still like very new to Toku. I loved it. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't notice any of it. I didn't really notice the flaws. It actually got me into like watching Kamen Rider. Yeah, that got me into Kamen Rider because the ads for Wizard and Magic Land led me to finally say, you know what, maybe I might give Rider a shot. And I did. I loved it. So thanks to honestly, in hindsight, Kyoryuger led me to here. All the events of the last few years because of Kyoryuger, and it did also lead me to my first fan fiction. However, after rewatching it, it has problems. It really does. And a lot of them are what you guys have said. And I will say this, Daigo is one of the biggest problems of the show. It's actually the main biggest problem. He's too perfect. He's too focused. The show focuses too much on him. It has characters that could be interesting if they were given more stuff to do. It feels like there's a lot of filler when there really shouldn't, and when it does do the story, it's somewhat interesting. Honestly, you guys said it best, so I'm pulling at straws to try to say, like, you know, I get why it's appealing to the kids because, you know, it was,
Yeah.
you know, it was colorful, it had characters, dinosaurs. You know what? That can work. That could work. But as you get older, you start to notice the flaws. And you know what? If you like it, that's not a problem. For me, I see its problems, and it's not really something I would want to go back to again.
Well, it's like Jay said. It's like there's nothing in this show to tell people to go watch it for. As much as I like Nossan and Uchi, would you really tell someone go watch a 48 episode series for two characters that don't do anything really? Yeah. I would never do that to somebody. God no. And you know what? I think you hit the nail on the head, Phil. It's like it's very colorful. It's very vibrant and fun, and you know, dancing and music and everything. That I could see people being into. But again, it's like Jay and I both said. That's all aesthetic. That's all production value, surface level. I mean, hey, you know what? If somebody actually think that's enough for a good show, I mean, you do you, bud. Yeah.
I mean, look, it still somehow has its fans. I'm sure we're gonna fucking get shit for talking shit about Kyoryuger anyways, because we usually.
How dare you tell people that Kyoryuger's bad? It made me stop eating.
Well, you could have fucking stopped eating more, you fat fuck.
Oh my god!
I have a feeling.
I don't even know who we're talking about.
I have a feeling
we just invented a guy there, to be entirely honest. But you know what? I know somebody's gonna get mad at that.
I feel like we all know somebody like that, Jay.
Yeah. That for me, that person is myself.
Kyoryuger made you stop eating? Oh, I guess it was just that bad. You just lost your appetite.
Yeah, Kyoryuger wanted to make me die, so I just stopped eating for a little while. So you know what? Yeah, I should have done it more. I should have stopped more, to be entirely honest, because then I wouldn't have to be here.
Oh my god. Yeah, the show sucks. It sucks.
I think Kyoryuger sucks.
This, but unironically.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides that, I guess it's time for Wheel.
Oh, so I guess this was technically our anniversary episode, guys.
Happy
Sorry we were fucking late.
Happy
6th anniversary, guys. We fucked it up. But you know what? Hey, you got something. We were gonna do something fun, but we all became adults somehow, so we were busy.
Well,
Sorry about that.
We'll see. It's weird because had Evolver come out a week earlier, we would have been able to do what we wanted to, but shit just happened. It's all good.
Yep.
We can do the anniversary thing whenever we want. Who's keeping track?
Yeah, fucking who cares?
Don't matter. None of this matters.
It don't matter.
I mean, how our fourth...
None of this matters.
Our fourth...
And spin it!
Hell, our fourth anniversary... Wait.
I'm spinning it.
I know, I'm...
You can keep talking. I'm
He's
just
keeping his
spinning.
mouth. He's keeping his mouth shut.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Oh wait, hold on. I got this. I hope we get something good.
Damn it!
You fucking asshole!
Yeah,
you know what?
asshole.
You've done it again.
I didn't do
Now we're gonna have to do like Go Sage.
Oh no,
or
it's
something,
Go
aren't we?
Sager. Would you imagine?
Oh, you guys are doing that on your own. I ain't doing that one. But
Could you imagine?
Like what I was saying, our fourth,
God,
our
I would.
fourth anniversary
I
was
think I
Zio.
would actually kill you. I think I would actually kill you guys. I'm gonna kill you both and then kill myself
Why
if we
me?
have to.
I didn't
Oh,
do
motherfucker!
No! Are you serious? Oh,
I fucking hate you two so much.
I didn't do it this
I'm
time, I
sorry.
swear! I'm
What the
sorry.
fuck is wrong with you two?
I'm sorry.
What the fuck,
No,
guys?
Pass! I ain't doing it! I ain't doing it! No! You ain't driving me!
Fucking.
You ain't
I'm
dragging
gonna.
me!
What the fuck?
No! It's the one sentence
I told you guys.
Through.
I've warned you guys so many times. Why do you keep doing this?
I didn't do this time! He did! AJ, you asshole! Oh my god!
Why?
This is not my fault.
Yes, it is.
It is!
This is your fault.
We could've gotten Shinkenger or Deco Ranger!
Do you want me to tell you what we could have landed on?
Please don't.
Phil just listed off both of them.
God damn it.
I hate you, AJ!
Literally.
I fucking-
All right, let me
Jay,
show.
Jay,
let
get
me
the plane
show.
tickets ready. Get the plane tickets ready. We're going to kick his ass.
Show what it look.
I hate you two.
We're going to Texas and we're kicking his ass.
So, I actually kind of like. Hold on. So here's where we landed, and here is. Basically, it was sandwich. The names aren't there, like, but I know where Ghost Sager is, and that the red circle is Ghost Sager. On top, Stecker Ranger. At the bottom, it's Shinkenger.
This is literally what happened last week.
Yeah.
I
This
hate
is-
it.
I
I'm going to kill you.
I hate you,
I'm
AJ.
going to actually kill you this time.
I'm not even doing this on purpose.
I know you're not doing it on purpose, but I fucking warned you guys.
I didn't.
Why do you keep doing
I
this?
kept my mouth shut for this specific reason.
I thought Irony was supposed to save me.
No!
No, it's not.
No, it doesn't!
AJ, you have to
Oh,
shut your
shit.
fucking Texan mouth before that happens. We don't
Oh,
get involved in
shit.
that. Oh my god, this is the one Sentai that I actually never finished because I fell asleep through it.
How long is this again?
It's like
Tensei
It's 50
Sentai Ghost
it's 50 episodes.
it's the same fucking length.
And no, I am not watching the movies. I am not watching any of the movies. I do not need more datas. I don't need change Goseja. I don't need all of this.
I fucking I fucking started this episode warning you guys. This is what happens. Irony does not save us. Joking does not save us every fucking time. I've learned this lesson already. Why can you guys not learn this fucking lesson? Phil at least learned his lesson not to say anything. What the fuck is wrong with you, AJ?
I'm gonna kill you, AJ. I swear. We're gonna need like 5 weeks.
You know what, Jay? I have been having trouble sleeping lately, so. You know what, Jay? You just watch. Somehow, some way, we're gonna come here in like 2 weeks and be like, actually, that was pretty good.
No, we are not.
Fucking, you know what? Sure.
I hope.
Sure. I've not actually seen Go Sager.
Look, it has a 7 out of 10 on IMDb.
I only know it by reputation and having seen Megaforce, and Megaforce was fucking awful, so I know that's not a comparison point, but still. I only know it purely by reputation, and I know nothing but good, nothing good about it.
I'm the only one who's actually
Maybe
watched
it'll be good. Maybe.
I'm
gonna fucking give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a blind shot. I already know the big twist at the end, unfortunately, because that's fucking every other show after it spoiled it.
Oh,
but
I know that.
Other than that, I don't know a single goddamn thing about this show.
I can say this.
So you know what?
See, I don't know the spoiler because
fine.
Just like Phil, I didn't finish it either.
No, I know the spoiler.
I only know it because Gokaiger spoiled it, and that's the only major thing I know.
Well, we'll see what happens.
No, I'm telling the truth. Like, I watched it, I never finished it, but I know the ending. I know the twist. I know the big spoiler. And
well, I don't, so don't spoil it for me.
And I can say this now. It's not the best Sentai. It's
no.
Phil, don't.
No.
Phil,
Go
don't give
not
me
the best.
Don't give me this fucking itty bitty pussyfoot and bullshit. Just say it's shit.
You want me to say? Okay, it is a heaping pile of dog shit.
There you go.
There's literally an episode where Datos is flying because he has a freaking ostrich on his head, and he's got both the girls in his hand naked for no reason. Just we need to basically have a hot springs episode. That's
Dave
how.
Meltzer 5 out of 5.
That's how fucking bad it is.
Dave Meltzer 5 stars.
Who the fuck's Dave Meltzer?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, good God.
I guess we're doing Go Sage. Hey, you know what? People have said they want us to do more Sentai.
They wanted good Sentais.
Yeah, we're getting more fucking Sentai, all right.
But at least we're ripping the Band-Aid off.
Hey, let's fucking go 3 for 3. Let's do Go Anger after this. Yeah, might as well. Fucking...
Actually, Go Anger's not bad. Go Anger's
Don't
not
say
bad.
that, Jay. Don't say that, because that's... Look, I can tell you the Sentai that are on the wheel. We still have Go Anger, Shinkanger, Lupat, what else? What's the other one? I'm not counting any of the fucking Power Rangers one. Lupat, Q Ranger, Abba Ranger, fucking Ryu Soldier. We have that there.
I don't want to do any more new Sentai.
Can we do one?
Oh, we actually have Jetman and Car Ranger.
Can we do Go-Go 5?
When we land on it, it's also there.
Can we do Go-Go 5 instead of
Fucking-
Go-Sage?
We also
3
have
years
Time
from now.
Ranger.
Oh.
No, Phil. We already said we're doing Go Sager. We can't fucking change
You know
our
what?
minds now.
You know
Because
what?
We've
Just
also
to-
learned that lesson that every time we try to force it, we only get bad things.
Can we at
So
least-
you know what? No,
No,
we're not
hold
gonna
on,
fucking
hold on.
rig it this
No,
time.
don't rewind
We're just gonna
stuff
fucking
we
do
said.
it and get
No,
over
no.
with it.
I'm not taking this out. I'm going to spin it just to piss us off.
No.
Let's see what we get.
No. If you
Let's
get-
see
No,
what we
you know
get.
what? Yeah, I need-
Kaiser, we're doing
I need more. I need some fucking copium. So let's see if we get something that's somehow worse than
I'm
Go
only
Sager.
spinning it one time.
If we
Okay.
And we're not gonna do it.
No, we're
just
not.
Gonna see. We're just gonna see what fucking else we
AJ,
could have
I'm
landed on.
running
What?
on no dinner right now and sunburned from all day. I'm gonna go. Oh my
Oh, you
God!
fucking kidding me!
You fucking ass!
We could have landed on Ultraman X, boys.
God damn it! We could have had Yuichi Nakamura. God damn it!
I'm gonna. That's it. I'm calling out of work tomorrow. Where's my fucking bag? I'm getting the plane tickets out to Texas.
Hey, that's fine. We can watch Ghost Sager together.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm too hungry. I am too sunburnt, and
Look. Everyone gets mad when they have to hear Ghost Sager.
I mean,
We'll
no.
see.
I'll save that for when we get to that next year.
We'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.